that you don't have time to talk today, or tell her you have to go to work, and you're like, oh, tell her I don't have time to, I don't have time to talk right now, and you pick that, and it's like, oh, well, actually, I think you're an ugly bitch, and then you walk away. It's like, bro, that's not what the dialogue option made it sound like I was gonna say. Like, if had I known picking that was gonna be me telling the bitch that she's ugly, then I would have picked the other one. Like, I hate when games do that. They're the
Yeah.
option that you choose is not the same as what the fucking character does, or that you can't understand what they're going to do based on the options given. Like, just give me the actual words the character's gonna say when I click this. Like, how
This
about that? Instead of the 3 words, and then he says the whole fucking sentence.
Oh, so you never had a situation where you wanted to say, tell somebody, oh, maybe I'll talk to you later, but instead it came out, oh, go fuck yourself. You never had that situation before.
All the time, of course. That shit happens all the time in games. It pisses me off. I'm like, bro, how the fuck was I supposed to know by looking at these options that option meant that? Like, that it doesn't even make it seem like it means that. And then, of course, it automatically saves your fucking your decision.
Right.
So unless it's a game where you've backed up multiple manual saves, and some games don't give you the ability to just back up all these manual saves, it's like, well, shit, now I'm stuck, I guess, for the rest of this game. That bitch doesn't want to have to work with me anymore, or now I lose the ability to use her as a merchant, or him as a merchant, or a friend, or whatever, because this fucking stupid option.
The one fucking thing that annoyed me, and by the way, we are live, by the way. Welcome everyone to Wasted with Wise, episode 15. Yeah, our panel is a little bit small tonight, but it's not a big deal because we are, as usual, we are still waiting for some people to come on in. So yeah, we were just talking about RoboCop Rogue City and what Super likes about it and what he doesn't like about it. And so yeah, we were
we were talking about RPGs and their questline selection. Get it right, come on.
Well, come on now. I mean, this is where all this shit started, okay? So yeah, apparently Super doesn't like blowing off women. He likes getting blown by women, but not blown off by women.
I don't give a fuck what it is. It's just I would like to know when I pick a dialogue option what that dialogue option actually means, and not have it be like, "Oh, you said yes," and then you click on it, and then the character says no, and it's like it happens all the time in games. Like, do fucking be more clear.
Well, it's like one thing that I really didn't like with the whole Mass Effect is like once you fucking slept with somebody, you couldn't sleep with another person. Like, like say for example, you were romancing 2 people and you ended up sleeping with one. I remember I slept with that camera lady that was actually a real life person. What was her name? Jessica, some shit like that. I don't know. Remember, I think it was in Mass Effect 3. There was this cameo by this lady who used to be on. Was it IGN?
Mass Effect 3 on the Citadel near the docking pylon for the USS Normandy.
Shit, I didn't even know what it was all about. But yeah.
She used to be what though?
She used to actually be a personality or a host on an actual show on TV. I think it was either IGN or if it was
Jessica.
If it's the one that I'm thinking that you're talking about,
Mass Effect 3, yeah, Jessica something.
The only Jessica I could think of that has anything to do with like geek or nerd shit is that fucking cosplay bitch Jessica Negri. Let me see. Mass Effect 3.
Jessica something.
Yeah, she worked for
Jessica Chobot. That's right. Yep, Jessica Chobot. Okay.
Yeah.
Like in Mass Effect, she was like the news anchor for like Galactic News Network or something like that.
Right. So what I made a mistake of romancing her while I was also romancing.
I would never say that's a mistake, sir.
No. And I slept with her, but then I couldn't sleep with that Asari lady, the blue skin girl. I forgot her name. Liara, I think was her name. The blue skin.
Liara.
Yeah. So I lost my opportunity.
Liara, who turns out to be the information broker.
Right. And I'm like, what the
listen,
fuck?
If you're gonna give me the ability to fuck people and fuck things, I'm gonna fuck anything that's not nailed down. That rock over there, I just fucked it. Okay, so like I don't. It's dumb that it'll lock you out of it. Now, if it made sense for a narrative perspective, like if like you fuck some bitch and you were kind of somewhat talking to her friend, and her friend found out, I was like, I want nothing to do with you now. Shit like that makes sense, but for it to like full out lock out options, like you're now courting this bitch, is like, no, I just fucked that alien. I'm not trying to fucking marry it. I want to go fuck that alien now.
Thank you. I mean, if Star Trek had never taught me anything, aliens are open to, open relationships, if you will. So yeah, I mean, Captain Kirk fucked everything under the sun, and in multiple suns.
I mean, it was Captain Kirk. What do you expect?
I mean, God knows. I mean, come on now, don't steal my thunder. If I'm able to romance multiple women at the same time, just label me a pimp. That's all. I mean,
He's an
Fable was
alien
good.
More
pimp,
pussy than
but
a
a pimp at the
fucking
least.
gynecologist.
Well, Fable 2 did it right. Like every fucking city, I had a wife there. So that's the way it's supposed to be done. I had one in
I
Browerstone. I had one
got
in.
hoes. I got hoes in different area codes.
I wish my fucking stream deck would work. I actually have that song.
Hmm.
So yeah. So Super, how you been doing, man? How's your week gone? What you been playing? What you been
Uh,
drinking?
not drinking water with Mio like I always fucking do. Same shit different. Like I guess I just been playing that RoboCop game. I platinumed it. It's actually surprisingly easy platinum. I platinumed it just by finishing it. Like I just completed everything. I wasn't trying to because
Mhm.
I don't care about platinum games for the most part. Like I'll play a game and beat it, and then after I beat it, if I really like it and I go look and I'm like, oh well, there's only a couple trophies left to do, and I enjoy the game. Shit, I'll go and try to clean those up. It was this just from playing it, platinumed it. I was like, oh, all right.
Oh, so it had
But
one of those things that where you beat it, and then all of a sudden, if you beat it, that was like the platinum or some shit like that.
no, it's just that naturally by playing through the game, I had done everything required to platinum it.
Oh, okay. Oh, was
But
it
it's
really?
but like that's not most games. Like most games, when I play them, I'll beat
Yeah.
it, and I don't platinum it just by beating it on a single playthrough. And then I'll look at, like I said, if it's a game I really enjoy, I'll be like, all right, let me see what it takes to platinum this game. And then usually there's a couple things, or sometimes a lot of things. But I never just play the game and then platinum it on the first playthrough, especially because I don't look ahead of time at
Uh-huh.
things that are required. Like I know a lot of people that they'll look at trophies required ahead of time so that they can plan on what they're going to do as they play through to try to get the platinum. I just like to play the game naturally, and whatever happens, happens.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, just playing it naturally, doing the shit, platinum. And I was like, oh shit, all right.
My biggest
Didn't
problem,
think I'd
my
be
whole
adding that game to it.
well, ever
But
since they've started this whole thing with Xbox, like the points and gamer scores and all that stuff, it's almost become like, for certain games, it's become like almost a job. Like you're playing a game and you're like, okay, I sort of like this game. It's a good 10-hour romp, whatever. And you don't want to go in and do the gory details of the game. You just want to get in, get out, and be done with it and move on with your life. And then when you beat the game, you're like, well, you know what? I did beat it, but I didn't platinum it, or I didn't get all of the 1,000 points that were allocated for this game. So maybe I should go back and replay it. And then see, the problem is I have OCD. So my OCD flares up. They're like, well, you're still 200 points away from the 1,000, or you're these things away from the platinum. So you might as well go back and do it. And my brain is like, well, it's sort of like with OCD, I feel like I'm obligated to do it, right? It's like I don't want to do it, but I feel like I'm obligated to do it. I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense. And
it
it sort
does,
of removes
and
the.
luckily I don't suffer from that illness because that would piss the shit out of me.
Yeah. Oh, it's fucking annoying as all get out. I mean, my wife uses it to her advantage. I mean, she'll like unload the dishwasher and like take the spoons and forks and just throw it everywhere in the spoon fork drawer without even organizing it. So she uses that, and she knows that I'm going to open that thing and start straightening it out. So she uses my OCD to her advantage. Trust me.
It's a quick way to end up strangled in the back of a car.
What did I just walk into?
Um,
Nothing. Quietly slides the body under the bed.
Yeah.
We're talking about
for the sake of plausible deniability. We'll just
we're talking about why Super's car makes a thudding noise whenever he hits a speed bump. That's all.
Oh, you got a spare tire in the back, right?
Well, the person
Yes.
the person that's in that trunk has a spare tire, but or had a spare tire.
Okay, I will feign ignorance, and I didn't hear anything. So how is everybody doing today? Huh?
You ever heard the song "Kim" by Eminem?
No, but
I don't
I've
think
heard
so.
the song "Let the Bodies Hit the Floor."
You really haven't heard the song "Kim" by Eminem? It's a
Yeah, of
fucking
course.
amazing song. It's so good.
And yeah,
Like
so
you just listen to that song and you'll be thinking like to yourself, you'll be like, Jesus, what the fuck is wrong with Eminem? It's just an insanely. It's not a bad song, but and on top of that, it's just like the subject matter. It's like Jesus fucking Christ, the song is dark as shit. Just check it out sometime. It's called Kim.
what song has Eminem ever made that's not been dark in nature?
I mean, he has songs that have some like negative shit in it, but like Kim is like, I think probably the darkest song he's ever made.
That's saying
If
a
there's
lot,
one
though.
darker, I can't think of one.
Yeah, I mean that's yeah. That's his ex-girlfriend or ex-wife, right, or some shit like that. And he
His
was like,
baby mama, yeah.
Baby, baby.
that poor guy, that guy, he has mommy issues, he has wife issues. God
I
knows
thought
he's
mom
got.
made spaghetti for him. Why you got mommy issues? What's going on?
No, bro, the entire song is pretty much a skit where it's him screaming at her because she's sleeping with another dude, and then fucking strangling her, and then
Oh.
dragging her to his fucking
Oh,
car.
oh.
Like, dude, I'm telling you, check it out sometime.
Anyways, Jim, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing I
I gotta change this whole dead woman thing. Okay, not that I'm risking my monetization because I'm not monetized, but we got to do something. Okay, so Jim, how are you doing? What you been playing? What you been drinking? What you been smoking?
Playing just about anything I can get my hands on. Into the Flames at the moment. Been kind of joined one of my friends' groups. We're kind of getting a little community going there. Been smoking my new toy.
Mm-hmm.
It's smoking hot. Okay, well, maybe not hot, but it's
But I'm
smoking.
But I'm pumped.
Right.
Thank you. He's here every night. Try the fish. Go ahead.
And as far as drinking, I'm just drinking, the usual sodas.
Oh,
soda, tea.
So carbonated
tea.
dinosaur piss, huh?
Yeah, more or less, yes.
Okay.
And then green tea, mostly, if it's not the soda. Or I mean the carbonated dinosaur piss.
I don't know if many of you guys know this, but Jim is on his way to becoming a game developer. He is, yeah.
I told him I want to be like the early testers if I can, but he never got back to me, so I cried.
Jim, why don't you tell Triple and Super what you messaged me with? We're definitely going to do this.
You're talking about the thing that the most recent message, right?
Yeah, about that other guy you want on, and we can talk.
Yes.
Yeah.
Basically, long story short, I want to try to get some of the other people that run our little company that we're trying to put together in here on this show. Wasn't sure if we were going to do it tonight or not, but and basically get feedback on more or less like what you guys want to see in games, what you like in games, what you don't really care for, stuff like that, and just kind of get general feedback, if you will, and maybe even if we have a large enough audience, maybe get some audience participation in said endeavor.
What do you guys think?
Sure. I mean, ultimately, it's up to you, sir. It's your channel.
No. I mean, yeah, we're for it.
Yeah, but we're all on the what do you call this? The panel.
Mm-hmm.
Panel.
Yeah, we're all the panel. So I mean, it's kind of all of our show together.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's what I'm saying.
I don't see any reason why to not do it, or I don't see any reason why it should be shut down as something that's an option.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool because in the sense that we've never really had a game developer. Well, never had a game developer on, and if these guys are doing it, we can sort of talk to them and say what is it like? We could ask them what all the stuff that we care about as gamers when we see the end product. What is their hurdles as developing that game? What do they care about? What do they put as prime import versus what we put? And that could also be another pseudo topic as well, in addition to what Jim was saying. So yeah, I mean, that'd be cool.
Yeah, our motto is literally "Don't be EA."
Don't be nice, as Cold East would say. Be nice.
Yeah,
that is a good motto to have.
Yeah.
EA Sports, it's in the ass. I mean, wallet. And there goes the monetization. Oops.
Triple,
I got this little clip.
Go ahead.
I'm doing good. I got a honey bun. I got a beer. Playing Elden Ring. I'm doing good.
Elden Ring. Damn.
How far are you along in Elden Ring?
I've already beat it with one of my characters, and I'm just using my mage character at the moment. But as for what I've been playing this week, funny enough, and something just died off screen. I've been playing Elden Ring, like I just said. Liza P. For some odd reason, I downloaded Dark Souls 3 again and hopped into the Ashes of Arendelle DLC. So I'm like on a Souls like bench this week for some reason.
How many people can
Getting-
play concurrently on Elden Ring? Can we like do a game where it's all of us on the panel playing Elden Ring?
So I think there's a maximum of 3
I think it's
players for a
3,
co-op.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
but you're able to get like a squad together if you wanted to, but then we got worried about getting invaded and all that fun jazz. But it's 3 of us versus 1 of them, and a AI.
Fucking
So
invasions, man. I can't stand that mechanic.
Dark Souls 1 ruined invasions for me, and ever since I'm just like, if that disappeared from the game, I would not miss it. I would not miss it at all.
Yeah, and it's like, bro, I'm trying to progress through this treacherous cliffside with all these fucking animals popping out and fucking all this other shit. I don't need some fucking red wizard popping up out of nowhere who can't get attacked by any of these fucking enemies, who either insta kills me because he's so OP, or pushes me into enemies, or he aggroes the enemies. I'm like, dude, fuck
Man,
off. Dude. Like,
I've had
go do something else.
nightmares of Dark Souls 1 where people would spam Wrath of the Gods, if anyone's familiar with that spell that was busted and lag stabbing and all that fun jazz. I was my brother finally finished Elden Ring after like a year hopping on when I did, and we were dealing with invaders, and the worst part is when they just run away and now they're gone, and you're just like, well shit, now I'm just stuck with a dude in my world that ran away and hiding behind enemies for the longest of time. That's that's the annoying part of it at the worst case. So yeah. But yeah.
I'm trying to figure out a game that we can all play together in the sense that like I want to do a stream where we can like all of us can be on the same game, and yeah, it would just be fun. I mean, and I want it to be
probably
like
a survival
something-
game or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
just
it's got to be
survival.
something that like is like one person's not an expert at. Like, so I don't want it to be like a boring one person leads everybody else down the road. I want all of us to be like sort of fucking around.
We're
and not-
newbies, all of
Yeah,
us.
yeah.
Like I said, I think a survival game would be a good one, maybe. The only ones I have, well, I refuse if you say Ark Survival. I'm not touching that game. My friend tried to get me into that. I was trying to play for the sake of him, but I was like, I can't do this. But yeah, if you got a survival game or something in mind, wouldn't mind playing something like that.
It's funny. I got the
fun.
same feeling about Dark Souls and Elden Ring.
Oh,
You do about that, about Ark. I can't fucking dig that shit. Sorry, buddy. Sorry, it's all yours.
It's good though.
Keep it to yourself.
Well,
yeah.
Well, maybe one night we can like even fucking like get on fucking Fortnite or Sea of Thieves or some shit like that.
I
Yeah, no,
wouldn't mind Sea of Thieves actually. I dabbled in Sea of Thieves, but the last thing I remember, I had a friend, we were trying for the first time, and a dude just like stood on their ship like, who the fuck is this guy? He just killed both of us. Like, oh my god! And they're introducing a PVE only world system, so there's that
Oh,
in the
wow.
future at some point. So yeah,
So a
We can
story
check it
driven
out.
world. That'd be kind of interesting.
Yeah,
I'm
they're-
definitely gonna play while eating an edible. So there you go. I mean,
that's fine. That's fine. They're gonna have like some limitations. So you get like pirate captain or something like that, and your XP gains are dropped by like 35% or something. But if you want to just go for the PVE and Sea of Thieves, like the story content they have, I'd totally be checking out once they add that into the game.
So what are you guys all like working the week of Thanksgiving? I know, for example, for me, for my part, like our schools are closed on Thanksgiving week, so if the schools are closed, there's no need for me to go to work, right?
I would think
So
not.
I would think so. Yeah. Unless
Yeah,
you gotta be
like,
the
who are
security
the-
officer for some reason, fill in or something like that.
the security officer of an empty building, they like, yeah, I mean,
These
so-
things happen. That
But
occurs.
yeah, but what about you guys? Are you guys pretty open that week or what?
It depends. Usually, if my family is doing something or not, I don't know. But I mean, if you pick a day and I can answer if I can or not, that's ideally.
Well, I
how
mean,
would
that's
go.
what I'm saying. I'm open that entire week, so I mean, my schedule is pretty flexible, and it's just going to be.
Depends on the day and the week for me. 'Cause I
Well, I'm
don't
telling
even know
you,
which week we're.
the week of
Throw us-
Thanksgiving, so not
yeah,
next
throw
week,
some
the week
days.
after that.
Yeah,
throw
I'm
some
not.
days
I'm not
out there.
sure exactly what I'm planning on doing, but if I can make it, certainly, just let me know.
Yeah, if you
Mm.
throw some days out there, we can let you know for sure.
Okay,
I would
so
think.
Cerebro. So what we were talking about is what I want to do is I want to do like we got Thanksgiving week coming up, and I thought what would be different would be everybody on the panel getting together and playing a game, and we're trying to think about a good social game that we can play that is not like no one person is like an expert on it, but we all can sort of like get together and like play very badly but have fun doing it. So
Party
maybe
Animals is perfect for that.
Party Animals, or what about Sea of Thieves? What do you think about that?
Well, Sea of Thieves, what your crew is
4
limited
people.
to 4 people.
Yeah, you
Oh.
can only have 4 people. Party Animals, you can have like a whole bunch.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Party Animals. Okay. Cool. What
Yeah,
about you,
something
Super?
like that.
You have access to Party Animals, don't you? Isn't Party Animals a Game Pass?
It's in Game Pass, yeah.
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 It's on Game Pass, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Cool. Yeah.
And there's
so-
no way anybody's an expert at that game. It's-
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, I tried playing it for a game night and it wasn't working for the local co-op side or local multiplayer. So I just like, all right, I quit. I'll
No.
play them.
RPG 88 recommended a game called Valheim. What do y'all think of that?
Valheim.
I've never touched it, but
Neither
I
have
don't
I.
know anything.
I've seen it but never played it.
Me
Yeah.
neither. So I
that
don't know
sounds
anything
fair.
about this game whatsoever. So if RPG, if you could tell us what is like the gist of the game, I mean, I've heard of it. I've just never played it.
Isn't that a survival, like an open world survival kind of
Mhm.
game?
Valheim is a game that takes place in a world where it's slave. That's the whole rundown. Yeah, it's a survival game.
Yeah, yeah, it's an open world walk around. Yeah, I don't know how many people can play at once though.
Yeah,
Isn't
and I don't know what the learning curve is on it, how much we'd have to do beforehand. Before we
Yeah,
jump
before you
into
can
it.
go online or if you could just jump in. Yeah, I don't know.
So
Sounds-
like, yeah, okay. So I'm saying that the week of Thanksgiving, right? So we're pretty open. I'm open on the week of Thanksgiving. Just tell me what days you guys are open, and I can sort of like juggle the time frames around.
The week of Thanksgiving is the week of the 20th, right? The 20th
Correct.
through the 25th. Yeah.
Yeah. So not next week, the following week. So
Right.
anytime throughout that week. So yeah, because I mean, like I'm off from work the entire week.
I don't know.
because-
I'll have to check with my people. I got a pretty tight schedule.
I know yours going to be the most. Yours is no seriously. Yours and Supers are going to be the most like limiting because you guys are you guys are spread.
Well, no, because the only shows that I feel like I have to do are the one on Monday, which is the wrestling podcast, and the one on Thursday, which is 4GQ TV. But because that's Thanksgiving, I can guarantee you we're not doing a show on Thanksgiving.
We're gonna be eating all that gravy.
Mm.
Not me. I'm probably gonna look at another top ramen dinner. Yummy. Okay, but whatever.
Damn,
You're not
Maybe
gonna
I'll
eat
see-
I'm not
turkey?
really limited-
maybe
I'm not
maybe I'll
limited
see if
by
I can
it,
find
really.
maybe I'll see if I can find turkey flavored or something.
I was gonna say, yeah, find some turkey. I can get you a turkey flavored spam to go with it too.
Yeah, they-
Wait,
Spam
a
is
minute.
nasty. Spam
No.
is just gross.
Is it because? Is it no? But Cerebral, is it because? Why? Like, do you just not like
Just
turkey? or-
no. It's because
No.
I don't have any family
He
or
doesn't
friends to
have
really
any
go to
resources.
Thanksgiving with,
Yeah.
and it's just
Yeah.
me basically. So
You could order in like Panera, and they could bring you a whole. turkey.
yeah, they could, but I don't have an extra $75 for a single
Oh,
dinner
come
either. Yeah.
on.
We are gonna buy you. We're gonna buy you. We're gonna buy it. We're gonna order from
Send you a
Panera, and you
gift
just have to
card.
find a way of picking it up. Is that okay?
You just-
Just
that's-
let-
Well, no, you can do Uber Eats will do it.
Yeah,
Uber
no,
Eats will
it's all
deliver
good.
Panera. Yeah.
Okay, so you DM'd me your address. I'm gonna send you. That is my Thanksgiving present to you. I'm gonna send you.
You don't have to do that.
No, I
I-
don't have to, but it's just
Actually,
no,
I
you
think
know.
I already gave you my address last week, and I'm still
Yeah.
waiting for my liquor, which
Oh,
never
I'm
showed
sending
up.
it. I'm sending it next week when I'm.
I
Yeah.
said, while we're on the topic,
No, I am getting you a nice.
So here I am
bottle of-
drinking my caffeinated dinosaur piss. So thank you very much for.
Yeah, that's my fault too. Yeah. Well, shit. But how you been doing, Triple? Cerebral. How you been doing? What you been playing, etc.
I have been. What have I? Well, let's see. As of yesterday or day before yesterday, thanks to the Xbox Ambassador Community Champions and Activision, I now have Modern Warfare 3.
Oh, cool.
So
Very nice.
I just wrapped on the campaign about 20 minutes ago. As a matter of fact,
It took you 20 minutes to beat the campaign.
about that. No, actually, it took me longer than that. But I've been playing it for the last couple of days. So,
Oh, okay. Is
but,
it?
but
Is the criticisms that everyone has saying online well worth it, or what?
no,
You
I
blown
actually,
out of control?
for what it was, I thought it was a very well done campaign.
Did you like it
It's-
better than Modern Warfare 2? Because I know you had issues.
I don't remember Modern Warfare 2's campaign, if that gives you any idea.
I know that someone got
Driving
betrayed and I cried. Stuff like that. That was it.
Yeah.
Do you
that's-
remember the
that's the
driving,
old-
there was a part where you hated. You mentioned that was driving where you had to shoot everybody.
Oh yeah. That
Fucking
was
awesome.
awful. Yeah, there was none of that in this campaign.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
We got RPG's blessing. He says party animals.
Says party animals is a safe bet. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Because
It's
even I
funny
can win at
to
that
read
game.
what
You know,
people
even
say.
I can win at that game. So you know.
I actually like the premise of it, of like these little basically teddy bears beating the shit out of each other. I just there's
Yeah.
something
I like
compelling
cute
about that.
violence. Don't you like
Yeah.
cute violence? I do.
Yeah.
No,
I
you gotta
woke up and I woke.
like
It's
playing
like,
a game that's like a bad
Teddy.
trip.
It's like Teddy Ruxpin woke up and chose violence. Yes. Yeah.
Now
It's
you're
like a bad
aging
acid
yourself.
trip,
Nobody remembers Teddy Ruxpin, dude.
Yo, I had that roller skating bear. Don't you fucking say that.
No. I used to put like 2 Live Crew into the tape deck. You know, that's what I was.
Yeah. It's too bad that they didn't put the. little
You've not
signal
lived
to
life
make
until
his
you've
mouth
seen Teddy.
move.
You've not lived
When
life
you put
until
a
you've
different
seen
tape
Teddy Ruxpin mimic Me So Horny. I'm sorry.
Yeah, or Teddy Ruxpin singing "Fuck the Police." You know.
You can get arrested for that shit. You gotta watch it. Like, fucker.
I remember when they first announced that game, right? Remember when they first announced that game? I got like
Fuck the police. That's a great.
no, not the fucking police. I'm talking about the party animals.
Oh,
Do y'all remember that ad from the N64 for Super Smash Brothers, and it had like me and you and me?
Yeah,
like,
everybody was
long time-
fighting or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yeah, it's a
Everyone
song
was
by
like
the
this-
Turtles, by the way.
right, yeah. So you saw him. It was like this big open pasture. It was green, and you had all these little Nintendo famous characters, and then all of a sudden they started beating the living shit out of each other. I said, you know what? I like that. I like that idea. So yeah, but anyhow, Darth, how you doing, sir? And what you
just
drinking?
fine.
What you been playing?
Well, just a little bit of beer, and then
A little bit better.
a little bit of beer. And I've been playing Modern Warfare 3. So
Is the campaign as bad as they say it is? A 4 out of 10.
it was. It's different. I don't think it was terrible. I think it was okay. They could have done better. I liked still the best campaign in my opinion.
Yeah.
Was what was it? Call of Duty 4, the first Modern Warfare. That was the best.
I
That was
will
like my
actually say
favorite
one thing I didn't mind. You know, a lot of people are harping on the fact that they jump from character to character to character. I actually like that because it
Oh,
shows
yeah.
the teamwork aspect that they have to work
Well, I'd say
together.
the most
I-
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I didn't care for there were a couple too many of the hurry up and get this done really quick, and you have no idea where you're trying to get to. Yeah, run for your life. Well, fuck that shit. You know.
Well, there's a couple of that's a kind of a overused trope in those games. They can get old fast. You're like, oh my god, you have a 5 seconds to get the fuck out of here. You're like, this is crazy.
Yeah. And fighting guys that you can't take down in a few shots. No.
That's normal. I usually play. I haven't finished the campaign I haven't finished it all the way because I got into the multiplayer and kind of distracted myself. But the other thing is, I like what they did with the campaign. That was a little bit of a change up where they removed the standard plain story aspects that just plug in and you go from story to story to story like the old campaigns, and they plugged in essentially what amounts to open world Warzone maps as story elements. So there's like 3 or 4 missions at least where you have to actually go into an open world, like a sandbox area to get the mission done. And you kind of have an open
and those are not easy because they
They're
just
not
keep
easy, but
coming at you. They keep coming at you, man.
Oh, yeah, no, it was. I would say the one flaw that it has is they didn't do enough. It's kind of the call of. I mean, the mechanics of the game are amazing as far as the shooting. They're excellent. There's very few games that can get shooting as incredibly well done as of Call of Duty game. I think there's a lot of people might disagree, but it's really well refined. Especially this one. This is probably one of the best. But in these missions, you're supposed to basically decide whether you're going to go loud or whether you're going to try to do the stealth. And they did not fucking fix the stealth. It's really, it's like impossible. And there's like, you have to hide from things for a little bit, and you'd think, oh, I'm out of sight. It's like, no, if you're like on the other side of a fucking rock and they can't see you, it's like all of a sudden they have a UAV and see you, but there's no UAV. They just fucking know you're there and start shooting. So fuck, man.
Yeah.
So it kind of ruins that interest. Like Hitman had a really great version of that. Like that's probably one of the better stealth games out there is the Hitman series, the newer ones. And that's amazing. I love playing Hitman and actually stealthing around and killing people and dragging the bodies. That's a lot of fun. If they would have put something like that into a couple missions and made it that like focused, it would have been, I think, even better. But it was still good. It just
Well, Call of
I like
Duty's
that they
never
changed
been known
stuff.
for their stealth. I mean, that's kind of weird to say.
I
like,
don't give a fuck if it's not known for the stealth. They should have incorporated something. I'm saying if they want to make it more
Because
interesting.
we have stealth options, you
Don't-
should make it better. Yeah.
But they've
Yeah.
never done well with stealth. I mean, it's just like it's almost
It's
the
not that
antithesis of what
hard.
it is.
It's not that. What I'm stating is all they have to do is dumb down. It's like Metal Gear Solid when the fucking enemy goes "Zoop," and they look for you and then they stop looking for you. The difference is Call of Duty, they never fucking stop looking for you and they know right where you are instead of not being able to see you. That's what I
Yeah,
mean. They could've
and it's
fixed
not
that.
just the ones that were near you. The entire
It's the
base
whole
knows
fucking
where
map.
you're
They all turn on at once. You're like, what the fuck? How would you? Yeah, and you're
Yeah,
killing
and-
guys. If you have a silence, you're killing guys like everywhere. Nobody even like they walk by the body, and you're like, what the fuck? And there's a lot of things, and it could have been fixed simply.
Yeah.
It's simple. Those things are easy to fix. It's not like they have to build a stealth game to know how to fucking do that. That's the thing. So, yeah.
Well, what are the
I
biggest?
think they're going to give you the options to go quiet. They're going to give you the options to use suppressors and all those other things. They're basically giving you the ability to go a stealth route. So they should at least do something to make the stealth
Make it
work.
more.
Oh, and
Well,
actually, you don't always start with the right equipment for going stealth. You actually have to find it in the map while you're
Yeah,
hunting
that's
around.
the fucked part. So it's like okay, so Warzone actually DMZ is the. I'll say this real quick and get done. DMZ is another mode in Modern Warfare 2 that showed up, and DMZ is where it's kind of like the Warzone open world map, only have specific missions, and you drop with like no weapons, and basically open up crates to find your weapons, and then after you complete certain aspects, and then extract to get your stuff to get whatever you were supposed to do out. Then you keep those guns, and then you can earn them to go in with them the next time. They do the same with missions now. So you go in the mission with like no guns, or with like one, and then you have to
it's
unlock
the base
everything.
equipment. Yeah, and then
Well, one of them is like you need the fucking thing to go up the rope, and you need it to get the mission done, and you actually
Yeah.
have to fuck around and find the fucking thing. I'm like, what? Oh fuck!
and a lot of times it's not even there until toward the end of the mission or the end of the area.
And it's worthless at that point. You're
So,
like, fuck,
yeah.
I don't even fucking need it. And I had to climb the stairs, fuck, kill like everybody up and everybody down twice. I'm like, fuck. Yeah, it was good, but it was a little frustrating. But
I
they-
will say the only nice thing is once you recover those things, any weapons or the ascender, if you die and have to start over, you have all that equipment.
Yes.
So it
thank you.
doesn't reset the equipment. Basically, it gives you
It lets you get the
the-
unlocks.
yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. So
It
anyway,
seems like
it's different, but and I do like it. It's a little bit more interesting than Modern Warfare 2. Its campaign, I'd say.
it seems like from what you guys have been saying, it seems like they were trying to incorporate more different play mechanics, but I think they just ran out of time in fully implementing it correctly.
I think they were focused too much on the zombies probably than anything. They were like so hardcore on getting the zombies done and getting all that like put
yeah. Well,
together.
they have said that it was intended to be a DLC,
yeah.
and then they were
Mhm.
told it was going to be
Yeah.
a full blown game, and they were given 17 months to do the whole damn thing.
Yeah, the criticisms I've heard from people is that it doesn't feel like it's a brand new bespoke campaign.
Experience.
It feels like it's a bespoke campaign that's made up of parts from the last game where they're just kind of like, all right, fuck doing everything brand new. We'll take these things and these
Just rehashing.
gameplay elements, and then we'll just kind of hodgepodge it together, and then with a couple story beats here and there, and then boom, now you got a new campaign.
Yeah,
Well, there's-
but I don't think it deserves as much hate as it's getting though, or as
No,
it got
no, it's
before
still
pre-release
good.
at all. Yeah,
Yeah, I would say that it's lackluster in some ways,
right.
but I would say that what probably the best thing is they reworked the multiplayer and the gameplay, and honestly, it's far more refined. It's like there's a difference between the 2019 Modern Warfare and Modern Warfare 2. There's an equivalent difference as far as the multiplayer between Modern Warfare 2 and 3.
I almost tend to request to jump in with you there, Darth, but I didn't. I didn't want to interrupt you because I haven't done any of the multiplayer. So
Oh shit! Yeah, I gotta drag you in there. We gotta do something.
Yeah. All right, Jim. How you been doing? I'm not giving you a formal introduction, so this is it. How you been doing? What you been playing, sir? And
Is it-
Jim is
is
like,
it-
Jim is
Jim,
are you
that's you.
sulking?
Jim. That's
Jim,
you.
are you sulking
I
or
thought,
what?
I thought you did get a,
No.
I thought you did get a
I
introduction.
thought I already
Yeah.
answered the what I've been playing thing.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
no, not formally. Now, like I want to formally say it. Yes.
Well,
Thanks.
formally, I am currently playing Into the Flames with my Into the Flames group, the North American Fire Service group that I run with. So we're kind of doing that type of stuff at this time. Aside from that, just pick this little guy up. So that way now I have a vape, just like everybody else.
Yay!
Well, most like everyone else. Uh,
Yeah.
And as far as the juice that goes with it, which air code 201 vape juice has been created, I am doing Lychee Dragon is what it's called.
I have
Or
never been a
liking-
big fan of fruity vapes. They just don't. I'm
I-
sorry.
I actually don't mind it.
Tea.
I mean, it's better than some of the other stuff that people were suggesting I go with. So
I
I was
like,
like,
I
yeah.
like the custards and stuff that's more like the bakery
See,
type.
No,
flavor.
Yeah, I
don't-
tried. I
don't
tried one. I
understand that
forget
at
what it was
all.
called, but it tasted a little bit more like. Yeah.
See, I like
Fuchsia
barf.
watermelon TLC or THC. Yeah.
I like menthol. I like peppermint. I like
Menthol's good.
spearmint. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of all of that. I've tried it, but it just becomes it becomes saccharine for lack of a better word. You know, it just like I vape it and I'm like it's just weird. It has a weird taste, aftertaste in my mouth.
Leaves an aftertaste.
Yeah, it's like a weird like whenever you drink something artificial with artificial sweetener, that type of aftertaste. That's what I get, and I don't like it. So yeah. Well,
I just stick with Pall Malls and Lucky Strikes. That's me.
from your
And then also depends on
from
on
your
all the other.
stoma
It's not
and
just
your
the
neck.
juice. Sometimes it's the juice, and then sometimes it's also your coils and the wattage you're vaping at. All kinds of things can affect what it tastes like.
Oh, it's a science unto its own fucking self. I mean, like if you ever like go into vapes, it's just fucking crazy. It's like, oh, you have to buy this, you have to get this. I mean, you can go down this rabbit hole that you will never come out of. So.
Oh, I've spent hundreds of dollars on it, and the funny thing is, I don't even smoke nicotine vape. I like smoking hookah, and it's like I can smoke hookah in the house, but like I don't do it for the nicotine. I don't need to smoke it. I just do.
Fucking
Yeah,
high-tech
it's like a
hookah.
portable
That's what it
hookah,
is,
you
Jesus
know,
Christ.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is. I'm
Yeah.
like, listen, I want to blow smoke in the house like a fucking dragon, and this device allows me to do that. Goddamn.
Yeah, that's about it. Don't worry.
And at
don't
the
worry,
end of the
just-
day, we all want to be dragons, right? That's all it is. That's all it is. We just want to be grown ass men in dragons and
just
dragons.
remember, you're putting metal in your lungs.
Well, you know, considering what all the other
Yellow
crap
swag.
that goes into our bodies, it's probably the least
but-
least toxic thing we probably put in our body.
I don't think so. I'm just saying. Just a warning.
Look,
Yeah,
as a
I'm
person
pretty
who eats McDonald's once a week,
the findings on whether or not vaping is that good for us probably aren't quite
Pretty
there
clear.
yet.
Yeah. Well, no, it's I had a buddy who was vaping for a long time, and I looked into it for him. I'm like, yeah, you probably want to stick with cigarettes. It's about pretty close to the same. There's a lot of bad things, but it all depends on where you get your stuff. If you get the juice or different things from different places, and you don't know where it is, and there's nothing like saying how it was made, you'd be cautious. Because you're vaporizing, and then whatever's in it, you're sucking into your lungs, and then it embeds. So somebody who worked in the industry doing emergency response and learning about asbestos and how it embeds in your lungs and causes cancer, be careful. That's all I got to say.
well, I mean, you know, something's gonna kill you nonetheless. I mean, you might as
Just
well.
might as well do it, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's like
You know what that's it.
That's
Asbestos for the rest of us, right? Is that how that goes? Yeah.
I mean, you guys are always talking, but think about it. Like, look about how much crap that you eat on a week-to-week basis. Like,
Hey
I think that-
man, let me enjoy my beer and honey buns and pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah. Judge, okay?
Don't be talking
Yeah,
shit
that's
about the crap I eat, man. Let me
damn it.
enjoy it.
Hey man, you want to know how them chicken nuggets was made, sucker?
There's a chicken dick in that chicken nugget. You gotta watch out for it, man.
I mean, like, what's out there that won't fucking kill you? They told you, okay, don't fry food. That's bad for you. Okay, fine, I'll grill the food. Okay, that's good.
I
But then if you grill it
mean,
too
li-
much, then I
listen,
got
I
grilled.
got
why-
on the
why
moderation
is-
almost
I don't think there's a family member that I've had that I've lost that haven't lost to cancer yet, and not all of them smoked, not all of them drank, not all of them. Like it's just, I think we're just all gonna get it no matter what. Doesn't matter what the fuck we do at this point, especially because,
Yeah.
especially in our country, most of our food has all kinds of chemicals and shit in it that we don't. We get it after the fact, right? Like it's already
Oh, trust me.
chemicalized before we even touch it. So
Oh,
I think that whatever's going to happen to us is going to happen to us at this point. We're fucked.
We got problems here, but man, I tell you, I don't know. There's some places it could be a little worse.
In terms of the chemicals pumped into the foods.
Oh, Jesus Christ, or just chemicals, period, in the environment. You could be like in China where one of the cities is so bad because of the cold, you die in 34 is the average age for people in that city, for Christ's sake. 34.
Oh, how do I, where do I move? Where's what city? Tell me. I gotta go.
No shit. You're like, I want to go there. I want to get out of this place. Fucking gone.
Well, do y'all remember back in the day there was that thing that there was that advertisement for what was that fucking thing called? Fuck, I had a good train of thought, but I've lost it. Sorry, it happens.
Take your time.
Shit. Yeah, well, I'll come back to it later. But yeah, I mean, I know we put a whole lot of crap in our body, but yeah, I mean, it's just it's
triple.
Okay, so when I got diagnosed the third time with cancer, right?
Yes.
We were driving home, and my wife she was listening to the radio. She was just really cheerful, actually. And I looked at her and I said, wow. I mean, like, you're taking this news pretty well. Like, this is the third time. And even the doctor said that, hey, you know what? This is the third. It may not end. Even the doctor said, yeah, he has it. It's come back. And third time remission is kind of unheard of because they're resistant to all of the treatments and stuff. So, yeah, the doctor pretty much gave me a death sentence and sent me home. And yeah, so we were driving home and she was just very cheerful. And I'm like, you're not worried about any of this? She's like, no, I'm not at all. Because I fundamentally believe you can't die. And I'm like, why can't I die? And she's like, because I think your body. She said, I think your body is too stupid to realize it should already be dead by now.
True. This is true. Yes.
Well, the other way she could have went was, I've already had those forms filled out for a long time, dude. We're just.
Meanwhile, what you don't know is when you're not around, she's on the phone with the doctor. She's like, you cocksucker. If you diagnose him a fourth fucking time and this motherfucker does not die, you're going to wish that you had fucking cancer.
I'm going a whole other way. I think she had a checklist and she was like,
yeah,
it's going to fucking work this time. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, well, whatever happened, it didn't work. So now she's in a bad mood. So I think it's because of all of that.
He's still alive. Damn it!
Another bastard just won't die. God damn it, die! Why don't you die?
I'll do that.
So, anyhow.
Poison works really good. Just let her know that.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah. Well, sometimes the food that she feeds me, she puts all this chilies and stuff in it. I'm like, sometimes I'm like, what the fuck is this? Are you
so how often does she watch Arsenic and Old Lace? I'm just curious.
Yes. There you go. Fucking work like a charm, buddy. Dead the next day. Gone.
I don't know. She just took out 4 insurance policies on me. I don't know what that means though.
If I were you and I had that choice, I'd think I'd go to Amsterdam and do death by venereal disease. Go for it.
No, I'd rather go to Thailand and do that instead.
Ooh. Oh.
Because I want my VDs without a name. I want something that's new. At least my name could be tied to that. You
want to be in
you also want you want to know that the vagina is not a post-op vagina.
Exactly. I don't want the standard syphilis, gonorrhea. I want a new disease named after me. The wise old gamer. Son. Oh my God, you got wise old gamer. You're not ever gonna get rid of that.
Gotten the wise old gamer. I know. It's bad.
You got stage 4 WOG.
Well, speaking of STDs, let's go to our first topic tonight. GTA 6 was announced that they're going to finally show the trailer in December. And their announcement alone got 300 million views.
Stupid.
So fucking Jesus Christ.
Bears. Christ.
That's my God. For all those people that put up like the Xbox trailers and the PlayStation trailers and like, oh bro, ours got 20 million views, ours got 30 million. 300 million views.
People were doing counting or trailer views and shit like that. I was like, please don't.
That's not even the fucking. No. Let me put this in perspective.
That's not even the trailer. That's just them announcing the trailer.
Yeah, that fucking.
I mean,
that GTA 6 trailer is gonna break the fucking internet, dude.
Yeah, I swear.
Which is stupid because it's still gonna be 3-5 years out. It's like, okay, great. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't think you're gonna see the light of? You're not
It's
gonna
a
see
it's
the light
a
of
it's a
day?
teaser trailer, dude. They're gonna do the same shit they always do, and we know
I think if it gets teased in December,
That
I
would
think we get it
suck
next year.
if it's a teaser trailer though. Like, hey, we gotta tease the teaser trailer, so we tease one teaser. Okay.
No visuals,
I-
nothing.
Bro, have you not been around it? We've gotten teasers with countdowns to play
Oh my gosh.
teasers.
Yes.
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
yes. Oh yeah.
We've had that happen this year.
Do you know who fucking used to do that shit? Fucking Lucas, George fucking Lucas, with all his Star Wars shit. It's a teaser for a teaser. You're like, God damn it, stop it! Like, there's the name of the movie,
An
that's the
announcement for
trailer.
the announcement.
It was so dumb for the gaming shit to be like, oh, show up this time at this date for fucking a trailer on this thing. And we're like, hell yeah, we're sitting there watching the shit count down. And then it's a 30-second fucking teaser trailer that shows nothing with another
Yeah.
date for another time. And it's like, bro, you already, I'm here. You told me to come here now. And now you're telling me, hey, thanks for coming here now, but come back later. That's what just
corporate
happened.
policy. That's
Yep.
just corporate
The
policy.
fuck,
You got
bro?
to think of how they set up like conferences and doing meetings. When I worked for Applied Materials years ago, we would go sit and they would bring us into a meeting, and I was like, well, I don't even know. I was maintenance. I'm like, why are we in the meeting? And they like set us down and like, okay, and they talked for 10 minutes about some shit I had no idea about. And after 10 minutes, they all started fucking having like drinks and all the shit. And this was way back in the days of Silicon Valley and like the fucking golden era when they would drink at work and fuck, it was awesome. But anyway, so we're sitting there all having drinks.
It
And
was
like,
just
this
like
fucking-
Mad Men just smoking and drinking at work.
Oh, exactly, dude. It was so much like that, minus the cigarettes. It was everything you're talking about. I was like fucking hot chicks walking in. I'm like, what the fuck is this place? Jesus Christ, what are we doing? And then so we're sitting there waiting for, and 45 minutes later, they're like, all right, I think we did everything. Good meeting, and everybody. So we're gonna have a meeting tomorrow to schedule the next meeting. I'm like, what? 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 The fuck?
No. You know who's notorious for this bullshit is Nintendo. Nintendo will release a trailer, and then in the trailer they'll say, "Tune in 2 weeks from now, or tune in on this date, which is 2 weeks from now, or 3 weeks from now, or a month from now, or 3 months from now for a deep dive." What the
Like,
fuck?
For years from now, for fuck's
Yeah,
sake, Jesus.
yeah. Why the fuck are you telling me? I tune in for the fucking deep dive now. Why aren't you giving me the fucking deep dive? I don't
don't-
Hey
understand what
man,
this
there's a
is
time and a
about.
place, and sometimes you can't dive when you're deep at the same time. I don't know.
It's kind of hard. Well,
Yeah.
it can be really hard. It can be soft too.
I like it when it's hard.
Hey, I just finished my first multiplayer match on Call of Duty. We won.
Right on.
Proud of you.
I got like a double kill.
Yes. Awesome.
But I bet GTA 6's trailer is going to break YouTube. In the sense that I think there's just going to be so many people wanting to tune into that crap. I guarantee you, YouTube is going to have to do something with the servers.
It's been too fucking long. It's been so long. Yeah, it's like the biggest blue balls of all history as far as
Well,
video
I mean,
games.
you got to think about this. As big as we say that Call of Duty is, all Call of Duty is the number one selling game every year. This, that, the other thing. No game has sold as many copies as fast as Grand Theft Auto 5 ever.
Yeah.
Period.
Oh, yeah.
It made $1 billion in like a fucking week. It was some insane figure, and that was back then. The gaming industry's only gotten bigger since then. And the fever and the need for GTA 6 is like people have been demanding this shit for years. They've wanted it for years. Like, where the fuck is it? So that trailer, yeah, it's going to 100% break the fucking internet just because the desire for that game is massive on pretty much every spectrum.
But see, you bring up an interesting point. You said this thing has been wanted for years now, but what has been wanted? Because, like, I don't feel that we're going to get a
sequel.
a complete single player campaign anymore. I think based off of the success of GTA Live, there is no way we're getting anything like 5, 4,
do
3,
you
2, 1.
understand what kind of fucking
Well,
hell they would have rained down on them?
We've already gotten leaked information. So leaked. We don't know if it's true or not about it being a single player campaign with switching between multiple characters and shit still.
Characters,
Just like GTA 5. Yeah, we heard it was almost like a Bonnie and Clyde type deal where you got a male character and a female character, and they're robbing banks and shit.
But I guarantee you, their single player focus is going to be tertiary. It's going to be almost like Call of Duty, where you're going to get through the single player in like maybe less than 20 hours, and then the rest of it's going to be online focused. I guarantee you, it is not.
I don't think so.
If that's the case, I will be.
So I'll
I
put
will
it this
be
way.
pissed.
Aside from the GTA remaster attempt that they did, Rockstar hasn't given me a reason not to trust that they'll deliver a solid multi or a single player. I don't know why I said multiplayer. Single player experience aside from the fact that it's taken 14 years for a single player to come.
No,
Yeah.
because they know now
But-
what how their bread
No,
is.
I mean like
They're gonna have it.
it's,
It's
I
gonna be
look
part
at
of it.
so I look at it this way like Red Dead Redemption 2, to my knowledge, is a phenomenal single player experience, and
Oh, yeah.
GTA 5 was still making moolah. Or I'm assuming it was making big bucks when Red Dead came out. That didn't stop them from delivering a subpar experience. Not
But
great.
Red Dead
Somebody
was a
could
separate. It
argue,
was its own IP though. Red Dead was always its own IP. This
and
was its own
it had a
IP.
multiplayer too, so it had a
But use the
multiplayer component,
template.
so they could still do the same
Yeah,
thing. Like, hey,
they dropped the ball on multiplayer when they decided to focus on the Grand Theft Auto remake, and that turned into a
Shit
clusterfuck.
show.
Yeah.
So yeah.
yeah, but I'm until otherwise, I'm expecting a good experience. Now I could be completely wrong, of course, but I don't think so.
How
For
were
now.
the sell-through figures on that collection, the GTA?
It made a
collection?
bunch of money, but it also fucking was garbage.
Yeah.
Well, it was garbage, but it made. My
Oh,
biggest
when it
fear-
launched, dude, it was utter crap. I mean, seriously.
Even
was,
now, it ain't that great because it's fucking a mobile game, is what it is.
Yeah.
It's a mobile game on consoles, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not kidding. That's what the fucking the engine is, a mobile game engine, and they had a mobile game company that did the mobile versions of the game to fucking port the mobile game
For what now?
onto the consoles. Huh?
What
the
game?
GTA collection, GTA,
The GTA,
collection.
the trilogy,
Oh,
the
yeah,
GTA,
yeah,
the Grand
yeah,
Theft Auto
yeah.
trilogy that they came up with. It was fucking. It's the mobile version of all those games, and they just had the company that did those mobile games port them. They didn't. So fucking Rockstar didn't make the fucking game. They had another
Yeah, they didn't
company
touch it.
put it together. It was bullshit. I was like, what the fuck are you guys doing? You can't even remaster it. I mean, let's put into perspective. Let's look at Mafia. Fucking Mafia did a definitive remaster. Like a
that thing was
remake of the fucking game.
amazing. That thing was
Amazing fucking game, dude.
amazing.
They did all three of them. Fucking incredible games. And they went out of their way to make it right. That was how you do it. And fucking Rockstar was like, yeah, give a fuck. Pff, who cares? Fuck them. That's what they treated the customer like.
It was a money
That's why I
grab.
don't
It
like
was a
Rockstar.
money grab. It was
I
strictly a
don't
money
like
grab.
Rockstar because I think they're the laziest fucking one
Mhm.
of the laziest.
Well,
fucking
if
developers out there.
if you're making money hand over
That's
fist
no
by
fucking
not doing it-
excuse to be a fucking lazy piece
No,
of shit.
that's exactly right. The same thing I've always said. Well, that's where they're making money. I'm like, I don't care. Why can't they
Yeah.
take some of that money and invest it in something
that
great?
shows they don't
Yeah.
give a fuck. That's my problem. They don't give a fuck.
Well,
If
I don't
they're
know if
gonna
it's
sit there,
I don't know if it's Rockstar or if it's these edicts being mandated by Take Two. Because what the developer wants to do versus what the publisher wants them to do is a totally
dude,
different
it's
story.
Rockstar.
It's
Rockstar.
Rockstar because or they wouldn't have dropped the ball on Red Dead Redemption 2 multiplayer.
Well, on top of it, they wouldn't have fucking dropped the ball on the remake of the fucking
Right.
of Grand Theft Auto games that they brought out.
Yeah.
They just don't give a fuck. They are literally just sitting there riding the wave of money just flowing in. It's like seeing those videos of people that worked at Twitter that didn't do shit and then got fired because honestly, got fired because they didn't do shit. They sat in an office for a year and they would just fuck around and get coffee, or all those companies would do that shit. That's what fucking Rockstar is doing. Karen, they're not just resting on their laurels. They're fucking off and not giving a fuck. And for 9 years, they've just fucking rode the gravy train. And now they're like, well, shit, we got to make some. And I'm questioning, my biggest concern is, are they going to make a good game or are they going to fuck up? Now, you make a valid point of, are they going to try to make a smaller game and then cash in? If they're really fucking lazy, which they've been, they could just go the easy route and try to make something that looks a lot like Grand Theft Auto 5, a little bit better, maybe a little.
It smells like Grand Theft Auto 5. Tastes like Grand Theft Auto 5.
Maybe, and then you get
And then they'll keep doing DLC you pay for down the road to make it bigger.
and they can do
better
that
and
too.
better.
Yeah, they can make a smaller game and then DLC the fuck out of it, and then put the online focus again.
And
with all the
they're going to do
cards.
that, but they're going to do that because there's no way you're getting a feature complete game like GTA.
Well, you
4.
should, because you got a lot of companies out there that can fucking still make it, and that's competition. But again, they've made so much money that it's put them in this tier now that I think that they now believe maybe that their shit really doesn't stink, even though it really fucking does. And they're like, yeah, it's gonna be great. But yeah, who knows? Who fucking knows? We got to wait and see. And like they were talking, like the other guys were saying, I think, yeah, we're gonna see a teaser for a trailer, and I don't know. Who knows what's gonna happen?
Well, I can.
The thing I'm more curious about is because I think we'll still get a campaign. But the thing is,
Yeah.
are they going to
Yeah.
have a whole brand new GTA Online? Because obviously, it's got to be complete. If they have a new one, it's got to be completely different than the existing GTA Online. But
Well,
you
it's been
can't
so
just tell that
long.
community to fuck off.
Well, you can't. Well, you kind of fucking have to.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to because the engine is so fucking old. You have to fucking move it to something new. The new game is going to be on an engine. If you have it on the old engine, the disparity between the two, even though they've made an upgrade for GTA 5, which looks pretty good, the disparity between what they're making in 6 and that is going to be too great. People are like, what the fuck? It'll be like playing a mobile game and then a console game. They'll be like, this isn't
Right.
right.
What I'm saying is because I don't see them just abandoning those people. So what I'm saying is, do you think that they make a whole separate one just for the new game?
What do you think they did do? They did it in one generation, not even one generation, one release with Warzone, with Call of Duty. Call of Duty
Yeah.
had Warzone 1, and they made Warzone 2, and everybody who played Warzone 1 had to switch over. Now,
Yep.
we're talking about DLC and all kind of money that was poured into for years and years in Grand Theft Auto 5. But, dude, that's, at
But we're
some
also
point,
talking about within the same console generation.
I know,
with
but
GTA Online, that shit's from 2 generations ago.
I know, but what I'm saying is it's
No,
been long enough that, yeah, I'm sorry.
What they
go
will
ahead.
probably do, is they will keep the old one up and running because that is where a lot of their money's still coming in.
That's what I'm
And
saying.
then-
I don't see them
yeah.
droing that.
They
Maybe
won't.
not right
They-
away.
I don't.
They
I,
will
they
eventually.
What they
Eventually,
will
probably
try
a
to do
couple-
is ease people
milk
off, but there's no way to just like cut it off
Well,
immediately.
I mean,
Wean them off of it and then
Yeah.
focus them on the
Well,
new one.
but you say that, but there is a precedent for them keeping those servers active because, like, for example, Fortnite has the new Fortnite, and then they have the OG, the older map, the first came out, and then Warcraft famously has done both the original Warcraft and then whatever their current.
yeah, but Fortnite's not running the OG stuff on old
It's not
servers.
the OG engine.
Yeah.
though. It's the new engine. It's the
It's
new
yeah.
engine.
They recreated the old maps on the new engine.
Unreal
on the
5.
Unreal
Yeah.
5. It looks beautiful. I gotta
No, it
say.
looks amazing. Yeah, it's not like it's not like people are playing the old version. No, this is a new version. It's the new
Yeah.
game. Yeah, they just brought that map back. Is all it is. So.
Well,
I
if
mean-
anyone can make anyone switch over, it would be it would be Rockstar. Rockstar could draw
The-
a hard and fast line in the sand and say, "Look."
the
if you want
issue
to
they
play
have,
it.
the issue they have, and we haven't talked about it, is all of the add-ons and stuff that people have created
Mhm.
for the old engine. They're not going to turn their back on that overnight. No way in
That
hell.
would just be a PR
not
disaster.
overnight.
Like,
Not
that-
overnight, but they're gonna. I think over time.
I think maybe
out.
3 to 5 years they'll milk it as long as they can
yeah.
as people shift over on their own and say, okay, I'm going to move over to the new
Yeah,
one because that's
it's-
where my friends are going.
Yeah,
Yeah,
as
whatever.
Gar said, they'll try to wean them off of it. I highly doubt they would do something like Overwatch because like Overwatch 1 doesn't exist. Play Overwatch 2, everybody. And let's see how that went. And imagine
Well,
something
let's
with
call it
GTA.
what it is. Overwatch 1.5. It's not.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's all it is,
Well-
really. But yeah,
I'm in Raw 3K says something pretty important. He said interesting. He says they'll slowly blend the two before dropping it, same updates, expansion, etc., until probably a year or two later. So
Yeah,
maybe
I
they,
will-
well, maybe they do
wouldn't-
something like that.
I don't know
Yeah.
about blending. It depends on the engine. It depends on what's capable. I mean, with let's take as far as an example, like so Modern Warfare. I'm going to keep using these because they're fresh and I know them pretty well. So Modern Warfare, when it came out in 2019, it built on a certain engine, and then Modern Warfare 2 came out a couple years later, and that game is built on a newer engine, and everything that you up to that point that you had unlocked, that you paid for, it all stayed with 2019. You didn't bring anything over.
Right.
Once you get the new game, you have to start over again and collect all your new shit. Now, there's a difference between that and Modern Warfare 3. Modern Warfare 3, literally today, when I'm sure you saw this, Paul, this is the first time I've ever seen this, by the way, with Call of Duty, ever. when the new game opened up, the multiplayer, I pulled it up and I'd heard that it did this. All of everything I had opened up in Modern Warfare 2 all came over and dumped right into Modern Warfare 3's multiplayer. So all the guns I unlocked, all the skins I unlocked, all of the characters, which I did buy one. I bought Ash because fuck, it's Ash. I'm sorry. From Evil Dead. The one character I bought, but all of that shit, all of it came over and is now usable in the new game, which that's why they're saying it's more of a DLC than it is a new game. But that because they share such similar aspects, it all came over. And so I don't know if they're going to be able to do something like that because of the age of the old game of like Grand Theft Auto, 5. I don't know if I don't think they'd be able to do that.
Well, maybe they could make a transition screen because isn't like okay. So rumors say that this new GTA is. Rumor has it that the protagonist is going to be a dual protagonist. It'll be a Hispanic female and a Caucasian
Yeah, we saw the
male.
leaks. You guys see the leaks?
Yeah. And it's going to be in a city. They said like Vice City, but I don't know if it's Vice City or like Vice City. But so maybe they can do something where like in the original GTA Online, you're in I guess Los Angeles or wherever you're supposed to be. And if you want to go to the new one or the new GTA Online, you could take a plane to Vice City, and then that transition happens, and now you're in the new engine or something like that. I don't know if that's even feasible, but yeah. Something to that effect. I mean, maybe they could, but if they drew a line in the sand and had forced all of their players to migrate, I think everyone would because of the
Over
success of the
time.
game.
Or it's not like I said, it's not gonna be an overnight thing.
Yeah, I just can't see that happening. Like as someone else said, like all the content that people have created already, just forcing everybody off and say all that stuff is a race. Come over here. It's gonna be horrible for them.
Yeah. I will say that, and here's my bet for the trailer that they release in a few weeks here in December. It's only going to be a cinematic trailer. I swear to God.
With a narrative from voiceover from the protagonist talking about making it big or something like that. And
Yep, it's going to be a cinematic trailer. There's going to be no actual gameplay. It's going to.
So when do y'all think
I
this
would
game
be
is actually
surprised.
coming out? When is this game going to see the light of day?
Like 2 years from now.
Really?
I'd put it closer to 3. I'd be putting it. Personally, I put it closer to 3. Personally,
Go to games that have just been like announced or officially announced, and then look at the timeline between the announcement and their release. It's in anywhere from 18 months to 2 years at least.
Well, depending on the
in the last
publisher,
years.
like Ubisoft tends to announce their games and then release them within the next.
What the fuck are you talking
okay,
about?
yeah. Let's talk about a certain
Beyond
sailing
the
game.
Skull and Bones, yeah, so Skull and Bones.
Still,
Well,
we don't talk about
Yeah.
Skull. we don't talk about
That's
that.
been 10 years in the making, baby. Let's keep rolling.
Well, I mean, but
Yeah.
you look at like, for example, their announcement for Prince of Persia and Assassin's Creed Origins and stuff. It's pretty close.
Good and evil, anyone?
Yeah.
You know.
Well, Beyond Good and Evil 2, we're not seeing that shit ever. Yeah.
that's what I'm
You
saying.
know.
That's what I'm
So
saying.
I'm saying it's going to be 2027 at the earliest, and maybe even late 2027 before
Well,
we
if this
see.
I don't know.
transition is going to take
It was 5 years between
They gotta get it out
GTA
this generation.
5 and Red Dead Redemption 2, and we're already at what 5 years already? Because
Yes.
19, 20, yeah. So it's already been 5 years. So if it came out next year, that's 6 years since
I don't
the
think
last
they're that
Rockstar
close
game.
though. We would have heard more before now. I think if that.
Yeah,
was
I
the
think they would
case.
have been pushing for this for a while. I think they were caught out with the remaster. I mean, I really think they were like, "Oh yeah, this is gonna make everybody happy. They're gonna be fine." And when people are like, "This is shit," they're like, "Oh, yeah, we got GTA 6 is coming. It's coming." They fucking started leaking the shit, and they're like, "What are we gonna do? We gotta fucking make a game again. God damn it! Fuck, just start working on it, I guess. Then shit."
Yeah, I think they made another game. I think that they're just dragging their heels on releasing it because they don't want to fucking shut off the tap to what's making them all the money now, which is the current GTA
Yeah.
Online.
I don't
And
give a
if
fuck
they
about
have a new version of GTA Online, they're gonna have to migrate people. Like we're having this conversation, how's that migration process gonna happen? Is it gonna be a completely new native application? Is it gonna be something where one flows into the other? Like we have no fucking idea. I think they've just been dragging their feet because haven't had to release shit.
Yeah.
It's not like
Yeah.
you're like, oh, dude, we need money, we need to release a game, but we're not gonna, we're
Yeah.
not gonna be able to pay for the light bill this month. These fuckers are
Yeah.
sitting there
Yeah.
swimming like fucking Scrooge McDuck in a fucking pool of
Yeah.
money. Doing the backstroke, we're just
Well,
worried
here's
about
the scary
should we
thing.
release a game.
Here's the scary thing is we have no fucking idea how they're going to do it. The scary thing is they may have no fucking idea how they're going
There's
to
that
do
too. There's
it.
that.
But we always want to give them a shit show, but it is an intimidating thing. I mean, like you look at, for example, fucking Nintendo, right? Nintendo's gotten all of this, has never had like such a big success like this, and they're like kind of scared. They're like, okay, do we announce the new one or when do we fucking announce the new one? Same thing here. They're like, this thing is making so much money that they're kind of like, okay, what do we actually do now? Do we?
I
sort
have
of
no
move
sympathy for
kids?
these people.
Yeah.
I really, honestly, just my personal feeling, I hope it fucks them in the ass. My opinion. Seriously, I could give a shit.
Yeah, I
Just-
don't like this Nintendo that's got this fucking just sitting back doing their
No.
thing. Like, yeah, we're okay, we're fine. It's like, no, dude,
It's-
fucking help push shit forward, dude.
Well, that's my problem, but it's like they don't do any real content. They just dump a bunch of shit and like, and say just pay for it. It's easy peasy, and then they turn around and make the shittiest product ever to try to appease people that are like, "Can you make a remake? It'd be great." And then they fuck them, and it's like they bring a shit product, and then well, it's not our fault. Yeah, because you didn't even make it. I have no fucking sympathy. I have no respect for that company. Not at all. Not at all.
But my thinking is this: you guys are talking about them having to do a transition. It's going to be a multiple-year process. So
This is a
like,
billion-dollar company, for Christ's sake. I really
do-
don't care.
but I believe that this game is going to come out. I think holiday of next year. I have a gut feeling that this game is. I don't know. I'm an optimist. I'm sorry.
he
This
has
game is coming
definitely
out.
been drinking tonight. He's definitely been drinking tonight.
I think you're hoping for it, maybe. Maybe that's it. I don't
That
know.
and the
Are you
Percocets,
sure?
one of the two, right?
I know.
So, but
You don't mix those with alcohol, bro. Come on.
hey, that's when it's good. That's when you
Seeing
mix the
Smurfs and
Percocets with
shit. Jesus
when you mix the
Christ.
Percocets with the edibles, things weird things happen.
With the edibles. I gotta say,
Wow.
alcohol, for fuck's sake, dude. You're pushing the limits of fucking sanity.
Yeah, man, you gotta make sure you wash that shit down, vodka.
Actually, bourbon, but who's saying anything?
Fucking freebase some heroin while you're at it. I mean, Jesus Christ, what are you doing?
Hey, the Percocets were good, actually. I mean, that was the best part of the whole.
I got some fentanyl over here somewhere.
Hey, these are the safe ones. These are the ones that actually come in the bottle. That's the one that I know. So yeah.
Got some Narcan.
That was the
sitting over there.
that was the
Woo!
best part of the $5,000 I spent this week to stay in the hospital. At least it left me with a little bit of a
Son of a
going
bitch.
away present, So there you go.
I'm sorry,
Medically
buddy.
prescribed candy.
Exactly.
That's excellent.
I told them to double my I told them to double my dosage, and they said no. So I'm like, oh, I tried, but
No.
I'm like, this is not enough. There's only 10 pills in here. They're like, yeah, that'll do you good. I'm like, no, I need at least double of that. And they're like,
Make sure that male nurse brings
Get
that
out.
warm.
They're like, yes, sir, that's what all the addicts say.
Yeah.
all the
no,
ads.
actually, the doctor just looked at me with a weird look and said, get out. I said, okay. Yes, sir.
Check
But
bounce.
He
Yeah.
just touched his nose, looked at you, and winked.
Yeah, basically.
They look at you weird when you ask them if you can set the morphine drip up for Uber delivery about once a week or so.
Can
Can you DoorDash this, please? He's like,
the
Yeah.
DoorDash person administer it too? I mean, I'm ready.
well, the thing is this. This game is going to come out. It's going to sell gangbusters. But I think that they really have a problem with a split user base in the sense that, okay, like for me, I'm looking forward to the single player campaign. My son, who actually plays GTA Online, is he interested in new GTA? Yes, in as much as what effects it will have on the online experience. But the single player campaign, this generation really doesn't care about the single player campaign. They only care about the multiplayer campaign. So
Yeah,
I
it's
think
so
you've got
unfortunate
that-
because I couldn't give any less of a fuck about the fucking GTA Online aspect of it in terms of like how it's going to affect me gameplay wise because I'm not going to play it. But yeah, it's the exact opposite with the new generation. They don't care about campaigns. I'm like, dude, that's what I care about. What the fuck, man?
And guess what the companies care about? They don't care about what we want. They care about what that.
I told you, yeah,
generation-
we're dead to them. They're like, fuck you old pieces of shit. You got like 20 years left. We don't give a fuck about you.
Exactly.
That infant was just
Well-
born and it's gonna like multiplayer, goddammit.
Yep.
Well, I'm hoping that 20 years is an overstatement on my part, but I'm just saying,
No, it's not.
Hey, you
gotta-
can swallow a little ball of Tylenol anytime you want, sir.
No, Tylenol won't do it. I tried that once.
Okay, I
They
guess
The
I'll
whole
say-
bottle?
They said the only thing that's going to do is maybe screw up your liver, but it's not going to kill you.
All right, I guess
damn
I'll
it.
put the Percocets in the box as well for you.
Yeah,
I'll
there you
send
go.
that.
Thank you. Yeah, appreciate that. Yeah.
Percocets and turkey. That's what I call a good Thanksgiving
Yeah.
dinner. There you go.
Percocet.
Miley Perks. All right.
By the way, that shot of Ipecac I had to take, not a fun thing. So,
Oh shit! Oh, shit.
Why the
shot
fuck
of
did
what?
y'all Arkham me? I was having a good time. You know?
Basically, it makes you puke.
Exactly.
Yeah, good
Anyhow,
stuff.
so anyone else have anything to say about this topic?
No.
So
No,
we're
no,
all
not for
thinking
not
ga-
for
we're
10
all
minutes.
thinking-
Not
We're thinking the Game Awards, right? That's when we're seeing
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I'm thinking the
That
Game Awards. That's
probably-
a perfect
probably.
venue.
Yeah.
Well, it's in December, right? And what's the biggest thing? They can either just do a silent drop on YouTube, or they can do it with big panache and splash. On
They're
the
not going to do a
awards.
silent drop. They're going to make a big splash for a.
Bro, if they said that shit's coming in December, Keely is somewhere right now bruising his knees to make sure that shit's at his goddamn show.
Yeah, stretching his mouth out open so he can suck more or longer or whatever. You know, so
Yeah, he's getting his fucking DNA encoded with fucking snake DNA so he can fucking dislodge his jaw,
Oh my god.
fit all that corporate rock star cock in there because he can get that shit at his show.
Well, we're
I
talking-
guarantee there's no way he's not allowing it. If he doesn't have that at his show in December, that's an epic fail on his part.
yeah, that's a big L for him and for his show, to be honest with you. But speaking about Keely sucking dick, what about Microsoft or PlayStation?
Major transition. In terms of like trying to get marketing rights. for it,
Yes. I bet there's also
I wouldn't be surprised if Sony's trying to get something with this whole deal with Microsoft and Activision. Like, if they had Call of Duty and some type of not Call of Duty, but Grand Theft Auto, it helped a lot. So I won't be surprised.
It's a
guarantee-
conundrum though, because I can see it. If they're obviously both going to be gunning for those rights, so you have a situation where I think Microsoft would probably be willing to pay more, but they're going to sell more copies on PlayStation. So it's like, what do you do?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think if they sell, I mean, if Microsoft even still advertises with them, they're still going to sell more copies on PlayStation. So I think Rockstar could look at it that way and say, well, we're not really losing anything for using Microsoft. I mean, PlayStation players are going to buy it on their console, so why not? Get the best
That
of
could
both
be the
worlds?
smart play.
Right. So I don't know. And I know Sony's doing it because, like, with this whole brouhaha with Call of Duty, and now Microsoft having the rights for that, this might be their ace in the hole if they can get it. You know, to get their brand synonymous with this game. So yeah.
Well, their brand is synonymous with this game. I mean, really. I mean, because remember, for the first few games, it wasn't on Xbox.
Yeah,
GTA 3 and Vice City were PS2 exclusive.
But I don't think that the generation that they're catering to now even remembers that. And I think now it's almost like it's been
No,
so
fuck no.
long that I think it's just like a new refresh. Like whoever gets the rights, their name is gonna be attached to this game. So yeah. But it will be interesting to find out, to see what goes on in the next 18 months or so, and see the shit show that is this whole GTA 6 thing. So yeah. And speaking of which, well, speaking of GTA 6 and things that you could play it on, something was announced yesterday. Interestingly enough, it was the new Steam Deck. Well, not necessarily a new one. It was the Steam OLED, or Steam Deck OLED, if you will.
Oh my God.
Someone's been watching Nintendo too closely.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. The Steam Deck OLED. They
Is it
kept
made
the
out of
same price.
cardboard? Is it made out of cardboard? I just gotta throw that out there.
Well, the price is still the same. That's the good thing, right? The price is still the same. It's on a 6
Okay.
nanometer die, so it's going to be a little bit more power efficient. The clocks are still going to be the same. They have a little bit of a faster RAM on the inside as well. They've also updated the carrying case so that it can split into two, a thin one and a thick one. So
Yeah, like them thick.
That's what she said.
and they
Yeah.
and they added an orange button. So I think they're copying from.
Oh, that makes it
Nintendo.
totally worth it right there, just
Oh
for
my
the orange
God.
button. I'm
Oh
gonna.
my God.
So copying Apple now. What the fuck's going on?
Asking for the orange button.
And they're like, and they've come on record said this is not the Steam Deck 2. The Steam Deck 2 is still being worked on, but the chip that we want to use is not even in existence
Doesn't
yet.
exist yet. Yeah.
Right.
So this is us selling you something that's only going to be good for 6 months. You're
Yeah,
welcome.
well,
Essentially, yeah.
They're waiting for Nintendo to get that chip all sorted out. And then they're gonna
Yeah, well, look, again, they've learned from Nintendo because you have a bunch of people with their fucking Switches, even people that play primarily docked, who went out and bought fucking Switch OLEDs because it was the new Switch, even though it's the same goddamn thing.
I
And when that
wish I had
Switch
that
2
type
comes
of
out,
just go
that's
buy
the
a
same
Marvel
fucking
subscription.
thing. They're gonna be picking that up
Looks
too.
good.
So, anyone interested in
Yes.
buying this thing, or what
No.
do you think?
If I had money for a Steam Deck, I probably would, because as I'm playing more games on my PC, I was like, man, it'd be nice to be able to just carry this stuff over to my Steam Deck and be able to play when I'm on the road, which is rarely, but it'd be cool to have anyway. Yeah.
So you're actually going to put the pre-order in?
Kind of cool to play. Yeah.
You're going to put the pre-order in? Triple?
Oh, me? No. When everyone else get in the trenches for that, I'm just sit back and wait.
I have to admit that the limited edition one looks pretty fire, though. It's like a see-through shell, so you can see all the internal components. It looks pretty good. And that thing is going to sell out. That's going to be scalped out.
That reminds me of the fucking purple N64.
That's exactly what they're going for, yeah.
And that's what they took that from Apple as well. Because remember, Apple did that with their iMacs.
Yep.
But I mean, it's an interesting device. But here's the thing: if somebody's in the market for this, and considering that the chip that it's running is still the same, basically the same clocks and the same speed and same efficiency, if you will, as the OG Steam Deck, what would compel somebody to buy this over, say, the ROG Ally or?
I don't have the OG Steam Deck. I may as well get this one because it's the same price. There you go.
No, exactly that. I will have to do I was trying to find like a video that would tell me which one's better in terms of performance. Does anyone know which is better performance wise, the ROG or the Steam? Or are they just about the same?
I think the ROG has a more powerful processor.
It's got a faster processor. It's a better built system. It's also significantly more expensive. I'm looking at one right now.
But it's also less optimized.
$737. Less.
Yeah, so I mean, there's your. You said, why would somebody buy the Steam Deck over that? Where your price is one thing apparently.
Well, no,
so.
the 1 terabyte is $650. So 1 terabyte Steam Deck OLED is $650. So if the ROG Ally is at $740, that's a
$512.
Yeah.
It'd be dope if someone was able to develop a fucking modular handheld.
Does it support external SSD, so I can just like carry around an external SSD and plug it into my Steam Deck? Does that work?
Did the OG support an external SSD?
It's either of them. Well, everyone's actually done that. I'm really curious on that one. Actually, it's like carrying around a portable battery.
Steam Deck runs on its own OS, right? It's its own unique OS.
Yes, it's what is that OS that they have? It's not Steam OS. It's something else.
Valve's, whatever they came up with. Yeah, because I know that the ROG Ally runs on Windows 11 Home Edition, so it actually is a Windows computer.
Right. But the problem is that the ROG Ally is not as optimized as Steam Deck because the Steam Deck is running off of its own OS shell.
It may not be optimized, but you can actually add things to it that are insane. Like I think you can add an external video card, and you can do crazy shit, dock it, and run it as a full PC. You can do a whole bunch of crazy shit with it. But it's not perfect, obviously. It's going to run a lot less than a regular PC, but it gives you more options, generally speaking, from that point. It's interesting.
And the other thing that also is sort of shying me away from actually pulling the trigger and buying one of these because I don't have one. My son took the original one I had, is the fact that the Game Pass app is not native for Steam Deck. You can do a native Game Pass app for Asus, the ROG Ally, but you can't do it for this one.
Yeah, because it's a Windows 11 system. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Now, I mean, you can still get it. I mean, you can go in and mod it to the point where
you have to jailbreak it or something to get it to where you can actually fucking make it work, mod it.
Correct. Yeah, but I'm not keen
that's not
on
worth.
doing anything
That's
like
not
that.
worth doing it. No. Oh.
Yeah. So that's
you can boot the ROG Ally up and just open up Game Pass probably.
Yeah, I mean, Steam OS, this thing is good. This is well optimized for Steam, and the ROG Ally works better for Game Pass. I mean, Steam, you can still put Steam on it, but it doesn't run as well as, of course, the Steam Deck would.
Well, it's not. It doesn't have the interface. Is the only difference. Yeah.
Since Locust in here, they're having like a Black Friday deal for the ROG Ally guys. Somebody got a plug sales deal going on right now. Just look at the prices right now. Apparently,
how
you
much
get one
is
for $500 too. They got one for $620. They have another one for $500 for the ROG Ally.
Wow.
I want to see comparisons. I want to see comparisons between this. the ROG Ally, and then there was another device. I think Lenovo who made it. It was almost exactly like
Probably.
their thing of a Switch.
Like
with
Frogs.
yeah. I don't know if y'all
I would
saw it.
say, and I know that YouTube exists specifically for this. It's you can find breakdowns like everywhere about these two. People have been like reviewing and comparing them for a while now. But yeah, it's there. It's out there. You can find it.
Well, I don't know. We'll see. And speaking, well, this is interesting, right? Because Steam pretty much came out. They didn't really have to do this. The OG Steam Deck is doing well, and they went ahead and they said, okay, well, we got these smaller upgrades that you guys been asking for, so there you go, and put it out there. It was basically a silent drop. I mean, like yesterday, just all of a sudden, there you go. There's a new Steam Deck, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's good, I guess. I mean, and you have Nintendo on the other hand, who is doing the total opposite. They had an investor meeting, and their president, Furukawa or something, actually went on record and said that all of the rumors that are floating around for Switch 2 are blanketly untrue. And he mentioned also that these emails and all this stuff that were mentioned in the rumors, that they were talking to, was it Activision and Microsoft about the Switch 2, were untrue. They did not show their device at Gamescom under closed doors or at the Tokyo Game Show. Those rumors were untrue. And then people came out and said, well, wait a minute.
Those are industry people that made those comments about that too. It wasn't just random guys. It were people that said, oh, I was in the back room. I saw it. So it's really interesting that they would do that.
Well, moreover, they actually have the email that was sent from Nintendo to Bobby Kotick talking about the Switch 2, which Furukawa said never happened.
Yeah,
And,
it's normal Nintendo bullshit. Sorry, it's just normal.
I mean, but why all this fucking secrecy? I mean, I get it. They're trying to maximize the sales of the Switch for this holiday season.
They have a planned announcement schedule, so they rather like, we're not gonna let them announce it. We're gonna announce it on our turn. So
they're stupid about it. Yeah, if it gets leaked early, they just deny. I mean, they've done this before about some. Oh no, we're not doing that. Oh no, we're not doing that. And like 3 months later, yeah, we're doing
3
that.
months. A couple of days later, it was
not
like
just
the
this.
3DS.
Yeah, things. I mean, they've done that kind of shit before, and you're like, what the? They've done it a lot, not just the 3DS. They've done it a bunch of different times for things, and you're like, why would you do that? And it's just their way, I guess.
And to be honest with you, if you look at it, right, unlike the Steam Deck, the Nintendo Switch is massively underpowered. It is barely able to run any of the third-party games, if at all. It's not gotten any newer games at all.
Now that I think about it, one of the reasons they probably are denying it too is it's still selling. So they wouldn't want some people to say, oh, yeah, those rumors are correct. We'll be unveiling soon. They want to keep the train going as long as possible. So that's another way to look at it. Sorry to cut you off, but
Yeah, like it was like he was saying. Yeah, they want this holiday to go off without a hitch, to try to sell more Switches. And if it sells good, and it's still selling pretty good, I guess they're just going to keep milking it until they can't.
Well, I mean, you look at it this year, right? There was like 3 collector's edition Switch OLEDs that came out. There was like the Pokemon one, there was the Zelda one, and then there was like
they have a Smash Bros one that I saw. Which is funny because I have the original Smash Bros. I'm just like, damn, I wish you guys showed the Joy-Cons at least, because mine's just going a little wonky now. But yeah, they got OLED for that model too now, for a version.
So you can see that they are trying to basically clear their inventory so that something happens. And then they release all these bundles and stuff like that. Like there's a Mario Party bundle with Joy-Cons in it and all that other crap. So I mean, the writing's on the wall.
It was long in the tooth when it was released, sadly. But yes.
I mean, the writing is on the wall. I just don't understand all of this fucking secrecy. I've never understood the whole secrecy in this entire industry about all this bullshit. Like, common sense would tell anybody, if you look at the games that are coming out for them, it's all remakes. Everyone fucking knows there's got to be a new one next year. There's got to be a new one next year because you're not going to make another.
I don't think it's so much that they want to hide the fact that they're making a Switch too, as much as it's the timing. Like you keep saying, the holidays are right around the corner,
Yeah.
and they don't want people not buying a new Switch
Yeah,
because they're
don't know
waiting
what's
on the
coming
next
up.
new
The Switch
Switch.
2 is
Like if
coming
they
out.
don't give
Yeah.
a shit that you know they're making a new Switch, they don't want that news to postpone or stop
Release,
people
but
from
yeah.
buying the Switch this holiday.
Well, somebody wants a new
Yep.
Switch, and mom's not gonna be like, "Well, there's a Switch 2 coming out in a year from now." Like,
Oh, I know we get it for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, but I'll tell you what, that people aren't thinking about that because they make this announcement. This is the perfect time. We're rolling into Black Friday. We're rolling into the holidays. Boom, Switch, OLED. People are going, I don't have one. I want one. They don't even think ahead. You know, the average consumer doesn't think ahead to what's coming next year.
Yeah, Game Awards would be a good place for them to drop a new like trailer or something talking about the new system that they're got built or building. It'd be after the the rush for getting everything is already passed. Probably the smart time to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when they did the Switch, the first drop for that anyway. So
Well, I mean, I think they need to go ahead and do something right now. Otherwise, because of all the
Or
because
soon.
because now they actually have competition in their space. Because when they released the Switch in 2017, there was nothing out there really. I mean, there was like a couple of indie projects of portable PCs, but nothing to the extent like we have now. So
Nope.
unless
nothing corporately funded. No, they didn't have.
And this is something that that this cripple spoke about on many of the shows he's been on over the last couple of years, is the fact that there is stuff coming into their space, and everybody's going, no, they're not worried, they're not worried.
Oh,
Yeah, they have to look at this stuff. They have to see what's coming. I mean, that's why they put off the delay. That's why they delayed, and they said we're not going to release anything new this year because, well, they had to wait to see what was going to happen with the Switch or with the Rogue Ally and with the Steam Deck.
Yeah. They even outright admitted that the Switch OLED was supposed to be the Switch 2. I mean, they said that was supposed to be another Switch, but they were like, no, we're making too much money. No reason to build a new one.
Yep.
So they just put an OLED screen, made it a little more efficient, and then there it is. And yeah.
Yep. What is that noise? Somebody fall asleep?
Somebody call an orc in here and fucking find a battle? What the
I
fuck
have
is
no
happening?
earthly idea. Probably Jim. Jim's doing something. All right. Any questions? Anybody have anything to say about either the Switch 2 or the Steam Deck OLED? All right. Speaking of companies wanting money, WB Games actually this week.
What? No.
WB Games went on and said that they are going to try to incorporate more monetizations in their games. So, yay, I guess.
Yay!
I mean,
Hey, we're watching that Sony is dropping all of their pay-to-play games, but let's go ahead and let's kick ours up a notch. What
like,
the hell?
are you
I really
not
like
seeing?
EA games. What a great idea they had. Fucking assholes,
like-
man. Jesus.
Like this came out of left fucking field. What in the hell are they thinking?
That
Like,
is a
what the
weird
fuck?
announcement to announce like everybody, or was it the moment of like they were talking to investors and it got leaked out publicly, or did they really leak it out publicly?
No, they
Or,
leaked it out publicly, and I mean, we sort of knew this, right? Like if you look at, like, for example, their current slate of games that are coming out, that they're putting out, they had what was that, Gotham Knights, and then they still got that Rockstar game. What's that game with Poison Ivy and them?
Suicide Squad, Kill the
Yeah,
Justice League.
Kill the Justice League. Though aren't those live service games anyway? So
Yeah.
So like, yeah, we sort of knew this is what they were going, what direction, this is the direction they're going to when they announced those two games. I said, well, fuck, there goes WB, you know? So it's not a surprise, but it's just a stupid, moronic comment to make, especially to, I don't get it.
So here at WB, we heard our consumers like spending money, so we're going to give you more ways to spend money.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's the new guy at the head of the table, the guy from Discovery, that all it's been about is me. He doesn't understand the business. He doesn't, you know,
Yeah.
As far as the gaming side, no, he has no fucking clue.
he has none.
Yeah.
No, he's probably just looking. It's like, yeah, they're doing stuff that they can make money, nickeling and
Right.
diming
That
folks.
he's
Let's
just
do
looking
that.
at it from the money idea, not looking
Right.
at the fact like if they go the way of Marvel's Avengers, we saw how well that worked out. Okay, you know.
And,
Oh,
and the
God,
dumb
yeah.
thing is they got a precedent. That's the stupid thing. Like they got a precedent. You know, the Batman game sold phenomenally well. Like, just do
Yeah.
that. I mean, like, why are you guys trying to fucking recreate the goddamn wheel every fucking time? You've got a formula that works. People want that fucking formula. Give us the fucking formula.
I honestly think it comes down to the fact that he's a bean counter. He's strictly a money guy. Even in the realm of the TV and the movie side for them, he strictly looks at it from the dollars and cents. He doesn't look at it from actual fan service or interest.
It's
you
like
know,
everybody else, dude. They're all chasing the fucking Fortnite money. They all see the amount of money that Fortnite and games like that make. They all see how they're
Call
fucking
of
pretty much
Duty,
turnkey
Apex
operations. They
Legends.
just sit there and make millions of dollars every month, every year. With Fortnite releases, oh, here's new costumes. Oh, here's fucking $30 billion more dollars for costumes that you made. Like,
see, what they
everyone's
don't-
trying to do
yeah.
that.
What they don't seem to get is there'll probably never be another Fortnite, just like there will never
Oh,
be
no,
another
100
Roblox or
100%.
another
100%.
Minecraft. I mean, those are the ones that started certain trends, and you aren't going to copy that again. You aren't going to, that's just not going to happen.
Well, it's
Well, there's
they
always
got
something
tried
new.
essentially. Yeah.
Well,
Always
right,
something
but
that's
like I said the other day, we're how many years later, and really, when you think about, okay, what are the big live service games? None of them are new. They're all the fucking. We got Fortnite, Apex Legends, Destiny. What else is
COD.
there? Like it's all the same ones that have been here, and they have their established fan bases now. And these new projects come, and they're not terrible, but they come and they fucking go. And they come and they go. And where does everyone go? Everyone checks them out. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Back to Apex I go. Oh, that's cool. Back to Fortnite I go.
Yep, they Destiny has managed to piss off their existing fan base still recently.
yeah.
So
I'm totally not playing that at the moment. Not at all.
yeah, see, there you go. There you go.
Yeah, that Souls addiction is what you fucking got.
I was playing Souls, but I am playing Destiny because the season at the end. Anyway, yeah.
Most of these, but most of these games, whether it's Fortnite or Minecraft, none of them were engineered to be successful in the sense that they came out and for some unknown reason, people sort of gravitated towards it.
They were fun.
Fortnite first was a survival game,
yeah.
and the battle pass or the battle royale was just a add-on, and that battle royale sort of went big. Same thing could be said about Minecraft. When it first came out, it got a underground viral success. I've never seen a single live service game that was engineered to be a live service game and become successful just from the jump. I've just not seen it that way. I've seen games that were released to see how
they trip on it almost. They trip over it almost, and they go, "Oh shit, we got something."
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you think about what do you call it? Fortnite was like you said, a bullshit survival game. And then they're like, oh, let's try making our game more like that popular PUBG thing. And then boom, that shit fucking exploded. Everyone's like, what the fuck is PUBG?
Yeah.
Exactly. But like none of the other games there have been so many live service games that's been released since then, and none of them have garnered even half the audience that Fortnite does.
It's like the push to battle royale a couple of years ago when I was going, we don't need more of this shit.
Yeah,
because the market is flooded. The market is flooded. You cannot play every game when it's like that.
And my question is, at least for the people that are doing the numbers, maybe we don't have to reach Fortnite levels to get a decent profit out of it. And I'm sure that's probably what they're betting on. Because, of course, end goal would be to hit Fortnite numbers. But, hey, maybe we need half as much or a quarter as much, and we're making bank compared to other options. But as someone else said, like, we got so many other live service games. Like, I can't keep up. I can only commit to one, which is Destiny right now. And everything else, I'm just like, I can't keep up with everything. So it's Yep.
And the only one I keep up with any regularity is only because I have a bunch of friends that play it almost nightly or every once in a while is Fortnite. That's it. And I only play it because I play with my friends. I don't play it to I paid for the battle pass once, but because of the way their battle pass is structured, which I think is awesome,
you saw that channel
it rolls over. It rolls over. You can earn enough V-Bucks back in the battle pass to buy the next battle pass. So you only have to pay for it once. It's awesome. It's like
not to go into a tangent, but I wish more games took the Halo route, so where you could buy a battle pass, it doesn't expire. That'd be nice.
Well,
hey, WB, if you want to do that, at least do that. At least.
all these companies across the board, they remind me of when I go to Vegas. There's like I'll walk through the casino and I'll see these old people sitting in front of the fucking slot machines, putting in goddamn quarters and pulling the lever. And sometimes they may get something, but even if they don't, they keep putting fucking quarters into hope with the hope that one day they might get something. And this is what the industry has sort of come to. Like everyone is making these fucking live service games, and very few of them, if any, garner any sort of success, but
Actually,
they still keep doing them.
Yeah,
They're
the problem,
fucking idiots. Man.
yeah, and what they need to learn is we're at the point where if you're releasing a live service game, you have to make sure it's good when it comes out. Like Destiny had it lucky since it was, what was it? I think at the time released as Borderlands, but even then, in terms of looter shooter, but you can't miss and have a revival like Destiny did. Like if you miss, people are just gonna go back to what they're familiar with at this point. So yeah, you can't be lazy with it, but they kind of are, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, and these, and of course they cost money, and then it doesn't work for them, and then they start complaining of like, oh, okay, our gaming revenue's down. Yeah, because it's what you're releasing is bullshit. I don't know if anyone who really wants to play it. Like make a game, make the games like you were making.
Well, the WB does have one advantage. Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say the WB has one advantage. It has the character recognition. People do want to play games with those characters, but it's got to be a good game to keep holding up.
Yeah,
and
and I mean,
that's the one thing they have.
Didn't they do Hogwarts Legacy?
Was that published by WB or?
Yeah, that's a WB game. That's a WB game. Yeah, that's one of their properties.
And how well did it do?
It did well, but I'm sure for a fact though, Wise, there's someone sitting back at WB is like, let me get this straight. We sold how many copies? Okay, and you didn't sell a single Nimbus 3000 to those cocksuckers. Why wasn't the Nimbus 3000 a fucking XT microtransaction? Sell them owls, send them capes, sell them fucking rooms, and sell them charms for their griffins.
Hey, make sure everybody get a cosmetic with a lightning bolt on their forehead. Okay, we can sell that for like $5 or some shit. I don't know.
Sell them in-game butterbeer for $1 a glass.
For $1 a glass.
Okay, full confession. I am sort of guilty for this because when Immortals Phoenix Rising came out, they had all those skins that were available for your horse.
This is why we can't have nice things.
Yeah. I bought one. I'm sorry. I had to buy the armor, the horse, and all that.
So my question to you, Wise, was like, was it a fun game at least? Did you enjoy
I loved Immortal Phoenix Rising. I love
that game.
There you go. Like, I'm not saying I'll put it this way. If you got to go live service, at least do it with quality. That's all I ask for at this point. Like, you can't stop the train. At least make sure you do it right. And yeah, that's about it.
No, but the thing with that, though, which I always hate, is the fact that, again, what they do is they develop the game, then they develop all this badass armor and shit, and then they're like, okay, take all the cool shit, now remove it from the game and sell it back to these fuckers. And it's like, well,
wait, before she says anything, let me back my headphones off before she says hello. So that I don't get yelled out of the room. Yeah.
My babe, how you doing, sweetie?
Hi, everyone. See, I can be quiet.
Okay. I was like, what's he talking about? And then I realized I was like, oh shit, the Banshee screen. He's talking about the Banshee screen.
So we're talking about Warner Brothers wanting to make more money. So they've officially went on record to say, yeah, we're making more live service games. And we're like, what the fuck? Are you guys morons or what? Why are you guys saying this shit? This is not anything.
Well, also, the other thing is like their first big one coming up is going to be that Justice League game or their Suicide Squad game. And literally, I know nobody who was like, oh yeah, I'm interested in that game. After that last trailer, everyone's like, that game looks like dog shit. No, thank you. Give me another Arkham game. Give me a Superman game. Give me a Batman.
It's going to be great.
That shit is. No, thank you. It may be.
Suicide Squad is going to be great.
You're the only person I know that wants to play that shit.
I can't.
I want to play Suicide Squad. I do. For the story more than anything.
Yeah. Same.
Oh, I was joking. I don't.
Oh well, yeah. Remember, Cozy doesn't actually play games like that.
She is big into Warframe,
and I'm sure the
Warframe is the way of life, though. That's not a game.
No, I mean it's just bullshit. It's like, I mean,
the thing is, like, if you want to go full steam ahead in live service, at least release a successful live service game, then say, okay, we have a successful one under our belt. We understand how this shit works. Now let's mimic the success that we have already achieved. And now we're going to go full steam ahead in the shit instead of going, oh, wow, look at all the money that guy made. I don't have any of the fucking shit that they have. We're just going to mimic what they did. It's like, well, that may not work, asshole.
Sir, that's not how that
You
works.
do it yourself first with one game. And then after that, then you can say, now we're going to pour all this fucking money into this shit. But all these companies are just like, fuck it. Look at all the money they made. And we want that money. Full steam ahead.
Remember, we still have the Warner Rumble thing coming out too, where they have all their.
God.
Because they remember they ran that last year, but it's still due out, and that's probably I see the director of the board of directors is here, wearing his tie and everything. He's good to go. He's
Hey, Luke, how you doing, sir? How y'all doing tonight?
I was wondering what was happening on the screen there. I was like, what is that?
I have to say, I love Cerebral's voice. He has a very charming voice.
Hey,
I've never heard that. I've never heard that about my voice.
No, look,
Usually I hear "shut the fuck up," you screech a lot, but
You should look into voice acting seriously. Like you would be better than Young Ye.
Yeah.
You gotta get us bad. Come on, man.
no, there are some things I thought I could do well in voice acting, but I don't know how you tell them. Yeah, I want to use this voice in your show. Yeah, well, they're gonna go, what the hell?
You're more convincing as a Japanese man than Young Ye. That's all I'm
Wow.
Terrible English dub.
Wow.
You know what's
Is that too
really weird?
much?
Normally, I'm
that too
all
much?
in on the English dubs, but I listened to that and I was like, oh, that is. I don't believe people when they say, oh, it's so bad, because I have very low
That's fair.
threshold for what's bad.
Expectation, yeah.
My expectations are in the gutter. So when I notice something is bad, I'm like, yeah, that is bad.
That's terrible.
Look, what do you think about WB Games wanting to make more live service games because they need more money?
That's not how you make a live service game. You have to have a plan for what kind of live service game you can't just be like, they live service game, so I should live service game because live service equals money. You should be like, what? I need to plan out a game first that can benefit. And there are lots of missing ideas that I think you could really just get people to throw money at you for live service games. But it's like they see what other people are doing, and it's like this sort of like checklist of these are what make a live service game successful, instead of finding a way to like just make a good game in a niche.
Have you seen the interview? Any of the interviews with the head of Discovery Warner Brothers? Yeah,
No.
he doesn't give a shit about any of that.
Oh, unfortunate. Because I several different crazy sorts of live service games that would just be like, yeah, people throw money at that, but most people aren't gonna be like, oh, we should try that.
Well, Lesser Logic says I only buy free to play stuff for my son, but I encourage him to buy games. So interesting.
Yeah, I think Warframe, because that's like really my only.
Oh my God!
Well, you get so much free stuff in Warframe.
But the thing is, I do buy things in Warframe. I actually do spend money, and most of it, yes, I have like $300 worth of cosmetics and stuff in Warframe, and that's like because
They all look the fucking same.
no, it's also because
Hey,
I realized
you're part of
I
the
wasn't-
problem. You're part of the problem.
Hear me out, though. Hear me out, though.
That's
To
true.
your credit,
like,
Warframe
gives
is
you
a decent
everything.
product. Yeah, like,
And
you
they
can get
don't.
so
Yeah.
much without paying for anything.
And
Sorry,
they don't
Kelsey.
make you feel the need to pay. The reason it was like, I should probably support this game with a little bit of money, was because I realized I'd not spent a single dime in the game, but I had like 1,000 hours.
Oh.
Unlike
Well, I mean,
we
in that
invest
case, that
in
would be right, right?
expansions and battle passes. And, you know,
Yeah,
we don't
like-
talk about that.
Warframe doesn't make you feel like, oh, you're missing out for not spending money.
I don't know. When I watch that timer and I'm crafting something, I feel like I'm missing out.
You know what?
As I'm
It's
waiting
because
24
I
hours.
used to really love those timers, because I always have something in queue, and then it makes you come back the next day like, oh, let me go check this out.
What?
Let me go check this out. Yeah, because I'll have something in queue, and then I'll queue up a bunch of stuff, and then I'll come back like the next session and be like, oh, everything's ready.
Well, I don't mind buying it if the game is compelling enough. Like, for example, Immortals Phoenix Rising, I didn't mind buying the skin because I still to this day love that game. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, like their last live service game, Gotham Knights, had a lot to be desired of. So hopefully they're not using that as their.
Was Gotham live services or just multiplayer? I mean, I'm
It's
sure it has
multiplayer.
some roots in
It
like
was-
you could
it was
it has some
co-op.
elements of live service in there probably, but I'm pretty sure it was co-op. Yeah, like what you guys are saying.
I actually still need to play it, but I don't have I own it on the series.
See, and there's
But I don't
nothing
have
in
it.
Gotham Knights that made me feel like I had to buy anything. I don't even remember really seeing. I mean, I
Did it?
played the game.
I don't think there was anything to buy in Gotham Knights, was there?
The-
It was
I'm
not a
not
live
gonna-
service. It was
No.
just co-op.
This is a multiplayer, yeah.
yeah, it was just
Yeah,
a
it was just co-op
multiplayer.
game.
They
I thought there were skins that you could buy, like different alternate costumes.
nope.
for
You
the-
can
Craft
get crafting and get skins as you played through the game. You got the ability and it unlocks certain things, but nothing you had to pay for.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
thought
as
that
you
was
com-
like-
as you completed-
you gather materials and shit, and you can craft stuff, and that's the way it should be. Like you
Right.
can craft everything in game. You didn't have to buy anything. It wasn't like a Ubisoft game where it's got a bunch
Right.
of different armors and skins and shit where you got to pay for coins to buy shit. The Ubisoft credits, or what the fuck they're called.
You make sure when you put those links up there, Wise, that your OnlyFans links to other people's pages aren't
Oh
up there, or
yeah,
your-
I
your-
support this.
No, it's just that's just a weird statement to make. Oh yeah, we're making more live service games, and nobody ever. I mean,
That
everyone
is
who
just a weird
nobody wants that.
announcement.
Yeah, nobody ever said, "Hey, we want more live service games."
Right,
You
you
know?
know.
I need a
Yeah,
Literally, one
I
of the
like
biggest
it.
publishers in the entire industry was just like, we're actually reducing how many we're making to half.
Yeah,
And
I
WB
like
is like,
it.
"Fuck my head, bitch."
I like the decision.
bastard.
I think it's
It
a,
doesn't tell you what type of games they're making. That's why it's so ridiculous.
well, I still think it comes down to good old David Zaslav, who's the guy who's the head of Discovery Warner Brothers now.
Yeah.
He's just a bean counter, and somebody on his board who's in the gaming side said, "Hey, live service makes money." And he's like, "Do that." It's like
Drop a press
okay.
release tomorrow. about it.
Yeah. Dude.
Well, I mean, what I really think it is that they look at the gaming spectrum. And they say, okay, this population of people are the people who play the single player games, and they're sort of aging out of playing. This generation is mostly live or online gaming, so let's make more online games and let's focus less on these old arcade bastards here who are going to die out in the next decade or so. So yeah, I mean, I think that's what it is. I think they're like,
But online doesn't necessarily need to mean live
Okay.
service, in a sense.
Yeah, this
in
is
the-
true, but I
in the-
think they're trying to cater to somebody like my kids, and they're like, and that's what they play. So I don't know.
Yeah, but okay.
They're trying to
think it's
milk
beautiful.
them.
But I guess
Because-
your young kids are spending the money of the old farts that were quote
Like-
on
Do me a
your
favor,
quote,
go
aging
slap your
out.
kids and tell them it's their fault right now. Go slap
Yeah.
them.
I just slapped my kid yesterday, by the way. I said,
What
okay,
did
Why?
I do, Daddy? Shut up, bitch! It's all your goddamn fault.
yeah,
What?
14-year-old being
Oh, no.
oppositionally deviant. That's all.
You
it
ruined
is.
my goddamn life again.
Yeah.
Show them your credit card statement and go, this is all you asshole.
You see this? You get this.
Yeah,
bit much.
I've
If I-
heard stories of parents who just checked their credit card bill and found like
Mm.
$2,000, and they're like, "What the fuck is this?" And they're like,
Oh,
"Fortnite
dude.
skins."
I dodged a huge fucking bullet that way. This was several years ago. My little one has a phone, but his phone is attached to mine because he's a minor. So unfortunately, because our phones are attached,
like
my
nipple
Apple
copper?
card is also attached. So he kept buying all of these skins off of Fortnite. And I'm like, okay, well, I did not know it because he's charging it on his card, on the digital card. And then I get the statement from the Apple card, and I'm like, what the fuck, $1,500? What the fuck did I buy for $1,500?
1,500.
$1,500 fucking dollars. And I went into his room. I busted into that room. I'm like, are you fucking crazy? And I had to
I
call
would have
Apple.
no
Are you?
skin left on my ass, bro, if I did that shit to my parents.
Yeah.
These days,
remember-
sometimes you can't hit kids these days. They call DHR. So
I
fuck
used
it.
to get my aunt used to give me her credit card when I went to the mall with my friends, and I'd be like, I was like freaked out, like I can't buy anything. I'm not trying to get in trouble. This is a trick. So like I would usually just buy a thing from Cinnabon and call it a day. Like I spent like
were a good
$5 on
child.
her card.
You were a good fucking child. No, I mean,
I manipulated my parents to buy the shit for me. That's all. I was like the youngest.
Mother,
Come on,
you love
Mom.
you, right? Maybe. Or
Don't
brother.
you love
What's
I
that?
was just-
Wait. So you used the force to make them buy shit? Is that what you did? You waved your hands and
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I fucking did.
Solid plan.
well, I was so lucky that
Buy me.
Apple, that the Goldman Sachs people were able to contest those charges, and Epic made them fall off because they were to a minor. Oh my god! Otherwise, $1,500. Oh my fucking god! No fucking way. But yeah. All right,
You're
so
lucky
what-
because they're
I
not
think
always
this is a
that
good
they're not
move by
always that
Warner
forgiving.
Bros.
No, most of the
Because-
time.
What
You
a
were saying,
coincidence!
Why?
You only have
If
one
you hate
Fortnite
someone,
left
you
to
let
live.
them kill themselves.
them-
This is how I see it. You if you hate these companies and you hate what they're doing to the gaming industry, every time they announce these live service games, we should all collectively pop a bottle of champagne because we know they're going to lose money. We know this, and that is the only thing that like Cerebral said. That's the only thing the bean counters know.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
know when they're losing beans. So
Yeah.
every
Use it as a
time they
tax
announce
write-off.
these, we should even cheer it, right? We should
Yeah.
we should all as a community get on social media, hype the fuck out of these projects, make them pour in even more
Push it to 'em,
money.
like, you
Right?
see that
Like
they love us.
if their
Yeah,
budget,
yeah,
their
yeah.
budget's like
Yeah.
50 million, guys, let's
This is a
blow
Morbius.
this thing up.
We'll call
Let's
it the
make it
Morbius
trend.
maneuver.
So they sit
No.
there and they're like, "What? We're not spending 50. We're spending 150 on this game."
Oh, fuck.
And when
Now,
it
what-
comes
what- wait,
out,
what's
there's
funny
like
about this?
6 people playing it.
What's funny about this is think about this.
Fucking Disney for
Wait.
years though, and Disney's losing billions and billions of dollars and aren't course correcting a goddamn thing.
Hey man.
Now, what's
Hey,
funny
man.
about this though is WB. Remember, they're looking at selling their gaming IP side, so they're announcing this at the same
Are-
time. Their gaming IP side is on the market. You know,
Well, then they're
and-
fucking morons because
Yeah.
the only thing that they have a snowball's chance of having any success with if they're going to do live service is the fact that they have existing known IP and tons of it, popular IP that they
Right.
can say we're making this character game live service go. So
the
they
the
get
Harry
rid of all
Potter
that
stuff,
shit.
yeah, the Harry Potter stuff and the Batman stuff are their two biggest probably IP sellers. And
Money makers.
And if something happens
Yeah.
to them, they take their IPs with them, and that's what I don't like
Yeah.
about it. Like, I
Yeah.
want
Mm.
another true to form Batman game in the likes of Arkham, but yeah, I mean, I just don't think I'm ever going to get that. The fact that
But why
Hogwarts,
we live in a world where we just got Spider-Man 2 this year, which is
Right.
essentially an Arkham game.
Yes.
yes.
So
In
why
essence.
can't we get
In the
more
daytime, yeah.
Arkham?
In the daytime.
in the daytime, and yeah,
Very
Yeah.
specific difference there in the daytime.
And it did. And the thing is, that doesn't make sense to me is that it did well. And history has shown if you make a good game like this, you will sell a certain number of copies. Whereas
But-
if you make a live service
But,
game,
but
there's no
wise,
guarantee.
wise. Think of the possibilities if you hit that one lucky stride. You make
Yeah.
20
Weren't we just
times
talking
as
about
much.
this? Look, we were
Yeah.
talking about this. Like, instead of chasing a sustainability model, they chase a hot pot, the potential of high dollars.
yeah.
That's like,
Well, yeah.
that's like going and buying a lottery ticket and thinking that I'm gonna fucking win $1 billion. Like that doesn't.
And then
make any
planning your
sense.
whole life around it.
Exactly. that's my point.
What?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
How are you gonna pay that light bill? Oh, dude, I got this ticket. Don't worry.
Like, quit
No
your job
problem.
and say, "Yeah, I got a lottery ticket. I'm gonna be coming into $1 billion." soon, so I
Divorce
don't
your
do this stuff."
husband, and you're like, I don't need no alimony. What? You insane? This ain't Florida.
And then he
Sorry,
comes back
sorry.
at you with you bought that ticket before we were divorced, bitch. So yeah, half of that crap is mine.
No. That's a good point. That is a good point.
You bought that with our joint checking account. Half mine.
Yeah,
That's
that's
half
right.
my shit. No, it doesn't
Right.
make-
Moving on because
Yeah.
that got dark very quickly.
Yeah,
That's a fast way to find yourself in a fucking episode of CSI.
yeah.
Shit, I was going to say that.
Yeah, that's right. Law and Order based on true events, right there. Yeah.
Bang, bang.
That's it.
So we got one company. We got one company who is desperate for money, and then we now have another company who is now laying off people because apparently they can't pay their bills. Free Radical, the people who did Time Splitter, have announced massive layoffs, and people are feeling that the studio might be within days or months of shuttering their doors. Thoughts? Excuse me. Sorry, got a hiccup.
It's cool, man.
Shut up.
No.
I'd like to skip myself real quick on this one. I'm tired of talking about this.
Okay. Well, anybody else have anything to say about Free Radical? I love Time Splitters. I thought it was a unique concept. I don't know why they never made another game.
Well, you know the heads of Embracer Group are going, who? What company? What they do?
Dude, this is not funny. Why are you making this funny, Cerebral? Why are you making this
That's funny, man.
I'm just
not cool.
thinking. I don't know. It's just like what have they made recently?
Nothing.
Like it. I mean, so them. I wouldn't even say it's in a case of them like it's like weird. I'm just like I actually was more surprised that they were still in business. Like,
yeah.
Oh, they
I thought they were shutting it
What
down.
the-
Like, motherfucker, you ain't dead. Oh shit.
They probably went. They embraced it. Said, "Okay, what do y'all make? Oh, it's a first-person shooter. Is it a live service game? No. Okay, we're gonna close your doors. Okay."
but
Well,
I mean,
I'm betting
Embrace them
actually.
layoffs.
I'm betting on the Embracer's the list of assets. They were way down at the bottom because they haven't performed shit for the last.
Well, what have they released in the past decade?
yes, that's what I'm saying. It's like wild to me that you can have no product for that long. And
Well, that's
still...
what Actually, that's what surprises me that Embracer Group hasn't dropped them long before now. Is they haven't produced anything, they haven't done anything, and I'm serious when I say Embracer probably forgot they owned them. They probably
they got forgotten.
We still own that
They were vacationing and everything. They would just like go a month long. They just not show up to the office. Like,
Just
no
a bunch
show
of
up.
fucking dudes in some corner office somewhere all covered in dust. Like, is it time to make a game again yet?
Oh my god.
It's like, yeah,
Phil, you're
it's
I'm
just
doing my
here.
best not to laugh
Holy
right now.
shit.
I'm trying not to
They
laugh.
get their balance sheet and they're like, "What the fuck is the Free Radical? We own that shit."
Nintendo 64, right?
People have lost their jobs, guys. For the
I
love of Christ.
But it's like wild. Like,
Oh,
imagine you haven't made anything in
It's
so
a-
Hey,
long.
Loke, I wish I could get
no one knows you exist.
I wish I could get paid to produce nothing for 10 years. I mean,
Exactly. That's a long time to be employed and have absolutely nothing to show for it.
Wow.
They're probably looking at that sheet. They're like, "What the fuck is a Free Radical?"
I
If I
guess you
worked there, I
guys could
couldn't even be
say
mad. I couldn't even be
it's
mad because I'd be like, you know what? I was able to just not work for like that long and get paid.
They're all sitting, they're all in this fucking yacht, and they get a phone call on the yacht.
Alright, I feel like
They're like, fuck, they forgot that we're still around. Now they want us to work again. God.
I feel like I have a duty to ruin this and say it's about time they split, huh?
I'm
sorry.
I'm just to throw at you.
All right.
There we go.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. Oh my god. Okay, well.
let
anybody
me
else
just
have
add
anything
that
to
in the last few months, this is the second time that Embracer Group has had to do some layoffs and such in the last 3 or 4 months. So it looks like Embracer Group may be cleaning house a little bit,
I was gonna say
which
they
they
buy
kind of need to
companies
do.
and They downsize. They buy companies and they downsize.
Yeah. Because remember, they're an investment group more than anything, and if the investment's not paying off, even if it takes 10 years, at some
Fucking
point
dump
they're
that
going to
shit.
tell you to go away. You know.
Yeah. It's not a
All right. So, look, you don't have anything to say about that?
I'm
Topic.
extremely uncomfortable with how everyone is comfortable with this topic. That's
He can't even hold a
I'm
straight
good.
face. He's trying. He's like, please move on to the topic. I'm not being serious about this. All right, so let's go on to a more serious topic. PlayStation.
more serious.
What?
Yeah.
More serious.
What?
Not as
Why?
funny. It's 'cause it was hilarious.
Well, there goes our sponsorship. They're like, oh yeah, we were gonna sponsor you, but around the 7-minute mark, why specifically
Sponsorship. Well,
said
right now we're fucking sponsored by unemployment.
Exactly. and disability. And disability.
Yeah, and disability. Yeah.
Between that and me taking a massive
Wasted
dump,
with
I'm fucking-
Vibes brought to you by SSDI. Yeah, your
And
This episode
disability
brought to you
supplemental
by
income group.
Lyrica.
Yeah.
No. So yeah, they had a record quarter. I think they are selling and have sold upwards of close to 50 million console units. They are on pace to sell 25 million this fiscal year. This week they announced, or they released, the availabilities to pre-order both the earbuds and their new headset. And next week the Portal is out. So anybody buy any of those headsets? I'm guilty. I bought them. I bought the earbuds. So those earbuds actually look pretty nice. So yeah, it works out.
And why aren't you using them right now, huh? What's your problem?
Because it's not out yet. God damn it! That's
Not till December. Yeah. You have to if you're getting the Portal. You have no choice.
well, yeah. You are sort of hamstring. If you are getting the Portal, you have to get one of those two devices, and
Yeah.
the headset comes. Well, the headphones come in like in January. So this is the first thing that you could get. That
No,
actually works with
the-
the Portal.
Yeah, the headphones in January. Yeah.
Right. The earplugs come out, I think, next month in December. But so yeah. But anyhow,
got-
So
I
when
got
does the
both.
when does the portal come out?
Portal comes out next week.
This week.
So you can get the
Next week.
portal, but you can't listen to it until at least December.
Oh,
You can
yeah.
listen to the speakers that are on it.
Oh,
No, but also you can connect a headset with a 3.5 millimeter.
Bro, who the fuck has headphones with cords anymore, bro?
I do.
I'm totally using one right now, but yes, go on.
yeah, I'm using one right now myself.
You
Bro,
fucking
chill.
troglodytes.
Superior
Yeah.
sound
Troglodyte
quality.
fucks.
Superior sound
wow.
quality.
Yeah.
Wrong.
It's just my setup.
Also-
I'd
So
rather
you
do
got
that.
your headphones plugged into a
Also,
record player then, right?
Super,
I-
how many people can keep track of the batteries in this thing? Sometimes you forget to charge them. It's nice to have one that you just plug in and use.
yeah, that's exactly right.
Well, unless you're using the Apple one, in which case you have to buy a $30 fucking 3.5 millimeters to.
Yeah, there's that.
And nobody else sell. You know, the fucked up thing is, I got those headphones, so I said, okay, I'm just gonna go to Amazon and buy a third-party Lightning to 3.5 millimeter. None of those
you
cables
wish.
work. None of those
You
fucking
wish.
cables work. They've been hamstringed by Apple, and everyone's like, you can only use the Apple branded one, and that fucking wire, which is like, which weighs
Yeah,
less
I
than
don't know
a
how the
gram.
fuck how does it know that the cable's not made
I
by
don't
Apple?
know
Mike, it's just a
fucking
fucking
thing.
cable. There's
It knows
there are
all
no
cables.
electronics in it. It's a fucking cable.
the adapter. It's the adapter has a piece of information in it.
It's
It has
Crazy, man.
software
The
to
chip.
pass that.
Like
Yeah.
to go through all the lengths, they're basically chipping fucking what do you call it, chargers.
Yep.
Yeah.
So they know if it's their own. Like to go those lengths. Like bro, just
They've
let
always
people
done
buy
that though.
whatever
Apple.
the fuck they
That's
want.
always
done
been
that.
the way they do it. They've always done that.
they're
Yeah,
cocksuckers.
I know, and they've always been cocksuckers.
Well, yeah, they bring in because all of this the devices
Most successful cocksuckers, but okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
$1 trillion cocksucker. Yeah, you know. Speaking
I don't care
No,
if
they
it's
bring
still
you
a
in
dick
because of the
that's being
connection of all the devices, and yes, of course, if you're in their ecosystem, everything works sort of seamlessly. And then they fucking ramrod you with all this bullshit. You know, like a $30
Hey, listen,
fucking
I'm
Wi-Fi.
one of those people, bro. I have an iPhone. I'm using a Mac, but still, it's like, dude, what the fuck, bro?
I mean, I like it. I like the ability that I can use my phone's camera, which is like really good, as my webcam on my laptop, and everything sort of works seamlessly and not having
Me
to worry
too.
about
And
it.
I use the
What?
Samsung.
Yeah.
No,
I
It's
actually miss
Samsung.
having an what you call it, but I can't justify it.
So what do y'all think about these sales? Well, it doesn't make any sense, because if they're showing all of this profit, they still laid off so many people. And see, that doesn't make sense to me. Why would you one side
So-
tweet this bullshit and then on the other side get rid of like all these people?
well, let's look at Call of Duty, shall we? It hasn't been the first time Call of Duty, one of the highest earning games ever, has announced layoffs. sadly, that's just how the industry is. Record profits, and they're like, but we gotta make even more profits, so we're gonna
Yeah,
let
bro,
go a few
like
more
record
people. So,
profits, but they lay off
Well,
people, and the record profits are even bigger record profits.
Yeah.
now okay, Call of Duty is part of Blizzard, and that's a whole nother issue because they are going through an issue where they're joining with Microsoft. So we're gonna see some layoffs and consolidation there, regardless of how well the game
positions
sells.
are redundant. I'm just talking about in general as to what Wise
Yeah.
to speak about, but yeah, it's unfortunately that's just how the industry works. And
Right. That's how any industry works. Any large, sell like that brings two companies together going, well, we don't need 6 vice presidents, so
Oh, no,
you 3
I'm-
are gonna go away.
no, I'm just speaking about in general in terms
redundant
of the
positions are
recent.
gone.
Yeah, especially in PlayStation and Bungie situation. Granted, Bungie was about having issues, but yeah, even if they're earning, they'll find a
Yeah.
reason to let people go. Either if it
Yep.
is related to redundant job positions, or hey, we just want to make more money. So, unfortunate.
Well,
Well,
go ahead.
I was just gonna say Bungie's always been weird though. They've always had some weird money issues, even before Sony bought them. It's like they don't know how to manage their own purse strings or whatever. It's like, and Sony let them kind of do their own thing, and I think that's what we're seeing now is nobody stepped in and went stop that.
No, stop that. Slap
I said
hand.
no.
Well, here's another question with
Just
all this
flip
stuff
their
going on,
nose.
right? Now, from an outsider's perspective, it looks like internally Sony is in panic mode. I think that they really because of all the shakeups and things going on, because I to a certain extent the ABK deal, I don't think that all is well with Sony right about now. I think they are scrambling to sort of put together a plan to sort of deal with this, I guess. I don't know. I mean, it just looks from an outsider's perspective. But why are they worried if their profits are good and they're selling their consoles, that's what they want. Microsoft wants engagement numbers on Game Pass. Sony wants their consoles sold. And that's what their metric is. And if their metric is doing good, why the need for panic?
Because with the ABK deal closing, they lost a lot of money coming in, or they will be losing a lot of money coming in.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, that was a big part of their influx of income. That was a big part of because this is just UK numbers too. That doesn't count worldwide. That from what I understand, the Xbox has actually been outselling the PlayStation for the last by not much, but by quite a bit the last few months. Or
Things are shifting.
Did you not know the UK is the whole world? What are you talking about?
Only if I talk to my UK friends. They think there's nothing beyond the island. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the island UK isn't real.
Well,
Yeah.
Microsoft this month posted that they sold more Xbox Series X's in Japan than PlayStation sold.
And that's a
PS5s.
big move. That is a big.
But that was only hold on.
We're
That was
also
only
hearing
the
reporting
first
because
week
they're
in like 5 years. That was the
hardware 'cause
first.
they're
That was the fourth
releasing the
time
new
that's
hardware.
happened.
Yeah, but
Everyone
that's
needs
still a
to-
big deal. That's still a big shift.
You were saying what?
Right, but if they're having PS5s on the shelves, the whole point, Paul, because they've been withholding the current hardware because they want to put the new hardware on
What?
the shelves.
What are you talking about? What do you mean there haven't been any on the shelves?
That
That goes against everything they've been saying for the
PS5.
last 2 years. That goes against every.
They said they're
That's
on
one of the
record.
yeah. That's
Hitting
one thing they've been
posters.
saying the whole time is that you can't find an Xbox, but our stuff is on the shelf and you can go pick it up.
Well, I don't know. It just
Well,
it seems
if we're gonna be fair, one of my favorite sports analogies is your best ability is availability.
Right.
So, is it fair to also sit there and say it's kind of your fault if your consoles are not available to sell or to be bought?
No. What I'm trying to say is I'm saying that's what I mean. I don't know if that's true or not. All I'm saying is I've heard that in terms of Xbox outselling them in Japan or something. The reasons
No,
I've heard is
literally,
because-
that's true. That is true, dude. We did a story on that last week Friday with Cozy as well and Ham on Bullsitting. That is a specific point that was mentioned. The PlayStations were not available.
so. That's what you think was this was. So what you're saying this was.
There's no
basically-
thinking about it.
Right.
It is a
if there were
fact.
PlayStation, if there were
In the
PlayStation on
last
shelves, they're
3
not getting
years-
outsold.
In the last 3 years, it has happened 4 times, and every single time, the PlayStations were not available.
Oh yeah.
This is
Well,
not
I
an
mean-
opinion situation.
Well, and you know they're doing well because the portal
that's
sold
Japan
out
only. That's
first in
Japan only.
Japan. Yeah, but in Japan, the portal sold out first. Like, you know, in America when they released it, it didn't sell out. But when they announced the pre-orders for Japan immediately the portal sold out. So obviously,
Again, we're not being objective here. They didn't tell us how many they put in Japan and
Yeah,
how many they
that's
put
the
in the
other
US.
issue.
So if we're
Yeah.
being fair, right, we have to be fair about that.
I never get impressed when people say sold out if I don't know the units produced.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Hey, we
sold
made
out.
five.
We
We
only
made
have
five
one
available
left.
when we sold them out in 90 seconds. Well, congratulations.
But you-
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
but their inventory.
Speaking of
was
selling
similar.
out, Cozy has a comic book coming out next year. Y'all make sure to save up, all right? PlayStation doesn't have
I'm
any
gonna make
games coming
5
out,
and be like, I
so
sold
you
it
have no
out.
excuses on not having money because you're not going to be buying PlayStation games anyway. So save up. It's $100 a pop. Sorry, guys, carry on.
$100
$100 for a God. I don't know. I don't know.
But
It
I
better
mean,
be a
you-
good damn book.
You guys are talking about them
Real.
losing money. How are they going to be losing money with Call of Duty if Call of Duty is still going to be showing up day and date on the PlayStation
So
platform?
probably in the sense of not making as much because the chance of, hey, with Game Pass and whatever other promotional they do, maybe people start to shift. Now, not a huge amount. Like not everybody's going to jump ship from PlayStation to Xbox, but it's a chance there. So that's most.
Also,
of
it's
it.
a
But a
very
lot of
unique
it's-
situation where you are directly like lining the pockets of your competitor. This is
Yeah.
very new. I don't think this has ever happened before. When Nintendo, every sale they make of a specific game, Sony is pocketing it, or Microsoft or Sony. I think this is the first time this has ever happened. I'm not sure if it's ever happened before.
Well, I mean,
Technically, for every game before that was made on Blu-ray, PlayStation or Sony was pocketing some of that. So I mean, to the extent it has happened, it's not like this.
What, like Minecraft? You mean?
He said
No,
said
because
Blu-ray, yeah.
Sony owns the format of Blu-ray. So for all
Is
the
that, is
discs
that why
were
the
pressed
360
before-
didn't have Blu-ray?
yes, that's exactly
Yes.
what.
Yeah.
PlayStation doesn't have
HD
Blu-ray.
DVD.
and 360 backed HD DVD and lost.
And lost, yeah. Well, because
Sadly, because
Sadly.
HD DVD was the better format.
It
if you ask me,
was. It was.
But the way they implemented it on the 360 was stupid. There was no games. It was only
It was
for
an
movies,
it was an external device. Yeah.
and it was an external device. So,
I
that,
got 2 of them.
that was the 360 days, though.
but they weren't really
Yeah,
serious
but
about it.
Sony owns the format of Blu-ray just like they own the
Ah.
format of DVD. So for every Blu-ray that's made, Sony gets some of that money. For every DVD that was made, Sony got some of that money because they helped
Yeah.
make that format.
They were the
So,
foundation.
Sony and Apple owned a
Technical.
big stake in that. So yeah,
That's like with USB-C. There's always a little bit that goes to Apple because Apple was in the beginning developments with USB-C being being able to be put in either which way. So yeah. But also they also announced that their live service endeavors have changed a little bit. They're going to be releasing 6 of their
12.
promised 6 of the was it
promised
12 or 10?
23 or whatever the hell it was. Yeah.
Right, 10 or 12. I don't remember. I lost count. They said 6 of them are coming out by the end of fiscal
12.
year 25, and then the other ones have been pushed out to 26, 27. And they are trying to give their developers more time to make a more quality live service game. So, there you go. Thoughts?
Yeah,
So
'cause
it looks
Bungie
like-
came in and said, "What is all this dog shit?"
And then Bungie's like, what is didn't look inside. Oh no.
Literally, all the games I wanted to play got pushed away.
Really? Which games?
Held up.
Which ones? Oh, Hell-
All the games. Well, I'm like, wait, hold
What
on.
is Helldivers?
Helldivers
the
got
games.
pushed out?
February. It got
Oh.
February, not super far. And then now Broken Roads, they just announced they're pushing that back to next year.
What the heck is Broken Roads? I've not.
It
that's a
was
new one to me.
a game I've been very excited for
Is that
like
the
a year. It's like the Australian
roguelike?
post-apocalyptic. It's an Australian post-apocalyptic CRPG.
So it's Mad Max. Okay, cool.
Well, you know, there's only 6 stories in the world. It's just a
Yeah.
rehash of all those stories. Yeah. So there you go. But yeah, I mean, so they look like it seems like they are pivoting away from their initial stance. Maybe this is because of the change in CEOs or what is it? But I don't know. Interesting situation to go into.
I
To
don't know, but
from.
good.
To be honest with you, like, I don't know why they even went down this pathway because, again, just like with WB, they have a known formula that works. That
So
whenever they release something that does well.
look at I just keep reference as we said earlier. Look at Fortnite, look at Call of Duty. They see what's making the big bucks, and especially with what's happening with Activision and Xbox. Though they promise to keep their games on PlayStation, how much of your revenue do you want to be like? Okay, our competitor games, Minecraft and now Call of Duty, is making a lot of money via live service. We don't have anything of our own at this point. Something's had to change at some point, I feel, and unfortunately they put out good games, but looking at the PS3 generation where their first party had some multiplayer offerings, and as the PS4 generation went on, they got less and less to the point where it was like COD and Fortnite was the main multiplayer platform or games of choice on PlayStation. So they're making a pivot now, and they're putting so much into it because they're behind, and that's their situation at the moment.
Also, the thing about a single player game is someone buys it, they play it, and they're done. They might buy the DLC
If it has DLC.
Yeah, and they're not Nintendo. They're not pulling Nintendo numbers.
But they want to.
The thing is, they want to pull those numbers, but they aren't Nintendo. They'd have to seriously, do something spectacular, like above what they're doing with every single one of their games. They'd also have to have more variety. Nintendo has a game for every flavor.
There's only so many third-person over-the-shoulder babysitting games that I can play.
That's sad. That simulator.
Stop it.
One thing we talked about before is that you can still put out a good multiplayer experience while offering a good single player portion. I look at Uncharted, I look at Ghost of Tsushima, their options, but that's why I'm really curious to see what these live service games look like. But only time will tell. I'm just hoping not every game is going to be a Division looter shooter battle royale type of deal, and the state factions. And I'm just curious of how much what that game is looking like at this point.
It's going to be everybody's going to be Kratos, and they're all going to fight. Okay,
it's funny you say Kratos, but they had the multiplayer with God of War Ascension.
I know this sounds terrible, but I think factions could have been great as something similar
to the Division.
No, similar to State of Decay. Not exactly the same. Yeah. Much more live servicey elements, obviously, because that's what they need.
As much as I literally say, I hope not everything is the Division. It doesn't have to be looter shooter per se, but I'm just thinking of a third-person multiplayer open world survival game.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like more of a survival game where you actually have to go collect and craft.
I would love a game in that genre with in the Horizon universe. Horizon Forbidden West.
So
Monster Hunter and stuff.
Yes, I just want a Monster Hunter Horizon Forbidden West. Yes. Horizon Zero. I would day one be on that game.
Yeah.
Great sword for life. They just got up their weapon options because I don't want to be. You're a bow. I'm a bow. He's a slingshot. Like what?
There's just something.
I'm assuming you would have characters and classes.
Yeah.
But also, there's just something about that dynamic. I just like every so often going into that game and going into that world and fighting these big ass robotic dinosaurs. I don't know. There's just something. I don't know, just primitive about that. I just love that. I love that, and I would love that in an open world setting and in a multiplayer setting and stuff like that. I mean, that would be awesome.
Yeah, the idea of a Monster Hunter style game in that universe does sound appealing. How can I put it? You could put a lot of time into a Monster Hunter if you want to, but it still has a solid Okay, Monster of the World was the first one that really had an amazing campaign. Granted, if you played,
No, it wasn't.
I'm going off a tangent. I'm
Shut up.
tripping myself up. Hey, I've been with the
For
franchise for a
you.
long while.
For you.
Oh, yeah, no. That's why I take
Oh.
it back a bit. Like For You and Try were amazing, but what I'm saying is that depending on how they approach the live servicey part, where I was like, yeah, I'll hunt a few times if it is a Monster Hunter style game, get the armor I want, and I peace out. I'm fine with that, but I just don't want it to really be so much on FOMO is the concern I have. Because I'm not familiar with Final Fantasy 14 a lot, but I know one of the head guys like, yeah, play our game for X amount of time and peace out and go about your day. And that's the main thing I'm hoping with their approach is like, hey, spend, I don't know, a month or something and then come back later. Not, hey, FOMO, make sure you come in for the seasons and the skins and the extra shit that basically just like, I don't feel like trying at this point. I got to put so much time into it, but I'm gonna
As
stop.
long as they don't do
talking.
fucking loot boxes, I'm okay with it. As long as they have everything like that, that's fine. But if once they start loot boxes, it's just gonna be a bullshit. It's gonna be a crap show. So yeah. But yeah. Loke, I've not heard from you. Anything you have to say about Sony's pivot from live service or restructuring from live service?
I think there's too many live service games, and like I just got done saying, if you hate what the companies are doing, you are happy that they're throwing money at an endeavor that is 90% likely to fail. As someone that does enjoy playing on PlayStation, I don't like the idea of even one live service game. Nintendo is great because they know what they are and they focus on their strengths. This is like Tom Brady deciding he wants to start running mid-career.
Well, even Nintendo has a live service with Splatoon.
Yeah, but is that
not the
their
same
main
thing.
focus? Do they sit there and they're like, we're going to make 12?
No, their main
Games like-
focus is getting
like
you to buy the
Splatoon.
same game over and over and over again.
Yeah.
That's-
I didn't
Yeah,
say,
that's
so,
the
And
live
I
service.
didn't even say Animal
PlayStation
Crossing
can
is
do
live
the
service.
exact same
Yeah,
thing.
there's that too.
PlayStation can do the exact same thing. Keep selling me God of War.
Don't.
Keep selling me The
Don't.
Last of Us.
Okay, when you say
Keep
that,
selling me-
no,
Keep selling me the same type of
please.
games. Because guys,
Same type
if
of
we look
game.
at this,
Let's
let's be
specify, though.
objective.
Let's be
People,
specific.
let's be objective.
Same.
Mario is still Mario. The Mario from 1992 is still the same Mario. They polish his ass a bit more, but what he is
85.
doing, right,
That's not
is
true.
literally is almost the same thing.
That's not true. The
That's
man
not
runs,
true.
jumps,
That's not
and slides
true.
down
He
pipes.
plays
He's been
tennis.
doing the same shit for 40
plays
fucking
tennis.
years.
He plays tennis.
They iterate on it, Cozy. They iterate on it, but
What
the
do you mean?
bones of the
Yeah.
game
No,
is
that's
the
what I'm
same
saying about
thing.
Nintendo.
that
That's what they do. They
I-
start out with the bones. That's they above any other company. They start out with the bones of game design, the very basic fundamentals of game design, and they build and they slap a Mario on it.
Or a Zelda or whatever.
Or
yeah.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
but it doesn't change. Cozy.
Yes, it does.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, what,
No, it doesn't. They've resold the same.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I just don't feel like a God of War will work that way if you just keep giving us a God of War in the same formula.
because
Like, at
No.
their point, it just
I mean,
Yeah.
they've
to be
already
honest with you-
proven that themselves. They had to change
Right.
what God of War was. The last two are different than all the ones that came before.
But even
Yeah.
the
And
second
they-
No,
one was
but you know how they're not different? You know how they're not different, Supernova?
more.
Because of the story element.
so they have to
Those
keep telling a
games
story.
are very similar in terms of not maybe the gameplay is the same, but the structure of the narrative that you're playing, right? The point of why you're playing is still the same thing.
That's
it's the
not
same
what's
reason-
not working for them.
It's the same reason people still play Halo, because sure, this time Master Chief is doing something different in terms of the
Master Chief.
story, but that's not really what Halo's about. Halo is about the guns and the mobility. It's the
And what-
same game.
And what does
It's,
Halo have?
they polished it up, but it is the same game that was released like the original. It's the same game.
If you're
That's
talking
not
about
a problem.
the
That's
problem
not
is
the
with
problem.
the story. If you're trying to be like, I'm telling you on a story first, right? people are eventually going to get tired of those stories.
Yeah, and even Halo
Yeah.
has
I don't know.
dropped off significantly over the
Well,
years.
what you're talking about, even
What
Halo.
have you
let's
seen the
just-
player count?
But
The Infinite
Yeah,
fell
mean,
flat
like,
because they had no content, not because the traversal or the combat itself was falling apart. That's not what happened to Infinite. What
That-
happened
no,
to
I-
Infinite
no,
was there
Infinite's-
was no
Infinite's worth
content.
pointing out, but all the other prior to that, especially with Call of Duty and Battlefield still going much stronger than Halo was prior to Infinite. Not to say the games were dead, but they really weren't as popular as they used to be. So that's the thing I'm putting across there.
but
Because I understand what you mean by the formula is still there and it's consistent, but it hasn't been in the same position for as well as it has been.
But even let's just not even talk about Halo. Let's just talk about the Ragnarok. There's been a lot of people who were playing that game and they said, you know what, this kind of getting bored with this formula, myself included. I would
Tell
play
that to
it.
the sales, bro.
No,
Yeah.
well,
People are talking about Call of Duty is ass for 10 years.
I think
What's
that's
happening with the sales?
I think that's a dude, bro, is saying Call of Duty's winning because I like if that was the case, a lot of
man.
people wouldn't be selling as much as it does. Like,
Let's be real.
yeah.
But I mean, at the same time, I mean, like with God of War and all that, they do have to change it up because, like, after a while, like, people do get tired of the same old gameplay loop. People do want a little bit of a refresher.
Mhm.
Now, Loki brought up the amount of sales. So we're talking about bean counters. You talked about if you look at the bean counters, this is what they want to do. But the bean counters could look and say, look, if we make this single player game and we market it and it comes out, we know that we're going to sell, let's just say 20 million copies. Okay. Now,
What?
15 to 20 million
that's a
copies.
lot.
Is how much,
That's
no,
a-
15 to 20 million.
Bro,
million
that's
copies.
Elden Ring levels. Settle down.
Yeah.
5
No,
million,
How much
right?
did
Okay,
wait,
so
Five
let's just
million.
okay. I'll
how
even
much
go.
did Ragnarok sell?
Didn't God of
Like,
War 2018 do
it
that?
sold
So did
pretty-
Spider-Man.
yeah, it sold very well. Both of them did.
How much is
But
Spider-Man up
Again,
to now?
you guys are bringing up all-time games. We're talking about sustainability of a company. You don't bring up your absolute highs to come up with
Okay,
a
but
roadmap.
They're
let's
not.
Come
talk
up
about
with your
Su-
average.
But you're talking about Tsushima. How many does Tsushima sell? Ghost of
I don't think it hit Ragnarok and
It
God of
wasn't
War
a
level.
10,
But it was
Yeah,
like
it wasn't
it
that
wasn't
big.
the
It was
tens of
super low.
millions, right? It wasn't the tens
No.
of
I don't
millions.
know. I'll look it up real quick. I'll see. If
Right.
I don't think it
can
did
find
double-digit millions. No, I think it was like
thought
7
it-
million. I was actually heartbroken the last time I looked for it because I was like, this game
Well,
is a masterpiece.
I don't know what it is now, but as of July of 2022, it was at 9.7, so almost 10. But that was July of last year, so who knows what it is now? But obviously, this
That's
last
a
year
lot.
they weren't going to be shifting a whole
Let's
lot of
assume
units.
it's
and
10.
Ghost of fucking Tsushima.
Let's assume it's 10. Please, let's consume it's 10. Let's
Well,
assume
okay,
it's 10. 'cause
let's just
I love
call
Ghost
on
of Tsushima.
average their
Yeah, no, I'm
AAA,
sure
their-
by now it's 10.
Well, like their stronger IPs have all sold around 10 million. So you are guaranteed if you release this IP in this manner, you're going to get somewhere around 10 million units sold. Whereas, and so you know how much
Are we talking
money
about
you're going to be
exclusives?
making back. Yeah, we're talking about their exclusives. So you know how much money you're going to get back. So you know how much money you can invest in. Now you got a live service and you're going to do 10, 12, whatever number you're saying. You have no guarantee you're going to get any compensation back from that investment, no matter how much you invest. So as a bean counter, wouldn't the bean counter say, well, a bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush? We know we're going to get this much. Why are they doing 10, 12, however many live service games that they're doing? It doesn't make any
The
sense.
same reason that AI is now super popular with all the execs is because long term, the cost of maintaining always online games as a service is much cheaper than having to churn out a $100 million game every
Yep.
2 or 3 years.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, the other thing they look at is they figure if they crank out 10 live service games, if one of them hits, they've made their money back. So
And
it's-
also, you don't have the maintenance of that one game is just
Right.
skins.
right.
And all the drones are just paying for the skins. You look at
Yep.
Genshin Impact.
Just think about why it's Aloy in a very specific skin. Just for you, man. There you go. There you go.
Yeah. Well,
Are you interested in the game now? Maybe. No. Maybe.
well,
That's funny.
I mean,
That's the
but
sad truth of it. We sit here and we look at the art form section of gaming, which is beautiful. But let's also face the reality of these are large corporations just trying to maximize profit. That's all.
Well, I mean that is what they were created to do. I mean, they have no responsibility towards us. They're more
No,
responsibilities
no,
towards
that's
their.
not what they were created to do. That's what they became, right? But most of these companies were essentially just Nintendo. They just wanted to make a profit and move on. They have shareholders. Now there's stocks. Now there's these quarterly earnings. It's not just a company that just wants to make money. Now, to quote Jim Sterling, when Jim Sterling was still Jim Sterling, they want to make all the money in the world, and that's where the problem is. It's not enough to make to invest 100 million and make 200 million. That's not enough now. You need more and more and
Yeah,
more.
and speaking of, I can't remember specifically. Wasn't Sean Layden was it Sean Layden speaking about the approach that they're currently doing isn't sustainable after a while with the single player approach?
Yeah.
Yeah,
They said
so
that the length of the game was like 30 hours, and the amount of money that they put in, they just are not getting it. So he wanted to do a more protracted game, like a game that's not 30 hours or 40 hours, something that's 10 hours in length that they can churn out a lot faster and maximize their profits that way from this type of gaming. So yeah.
Watch me become a Nintendo player if that becomes the reality. I'm serious. Fuck it. Or I'm going to PC or whatever.
I will go PC next Call of Duty at 240p or something like that. No, bullshit.
But they did say they will be still doubling down on their movies and crossing their IPs from games to movies, because I mean, obviously that works for them, right? Like Gran Turismo, decent movie, but it did cause an uptick in sales. Same thing with The Last of Us. Same thing with now. I think they were actually greenlit now. Ghost of Tsushima movie as well, so a TV show. I don't know.
That's been greenlit, and they got what's his name, Chad Stahelski, the director of John Wick, to the director.
Oh, and really?
Man,
what was it?
That's gonna be dope.
Well, I mean, you
if there was a game that was ever made to
going.
be a movie, Ghost of Tsushima.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, Zelda's coming out with the live action one as well. Miyamoto announced it. So
I'm going to be playing Link. So thank you guys.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Awkward.
It would make sense if she said Ganondorf.
No, but you are in Mario. But today you're in Mario colors though, red, white, and blue, or something.
Hey,
But anyhow,
hey. Oh, say, can you see?
And on that
Welcome to
note-
Texas, ladies and gentlemen.
Texas, Mozambique.
Okay.
Sorry to interject, wise, but Injustice 2 is $3 on the PS
we were
Store
waiting
right
for
now.
that.
That's why I had to mention the deals for Rogue Ally. I was like,
Injustice
not
2.
here. I gotta mention deals.
Injustice 2 is legit.
It's a great
It's a
game.
legit
If you've never
game.
played that game, if you've never played
Yes.
that game, you need to pick it up for $2.
Just
pick
the
it up for
base
$2.
game.
Never.
Base game, guys. It's
What- okay.
$3.
Cozy, and look, you guys came in on missed the topic, but what do you guys think about the Steam Deck OLED?
Oh, so
I'm good.
so the Lenovo one, that
The
one,
Rogue Ally?
yeah.
Or Lenovo? No,
See,
what's the?
No, the Lenovo has another name. ROG is Asus.
The
I think.
Legion.
The
Legion.
The Legion.
Yeah.
Legion, yeah.
Well,
That
sounds
one.
like a Mass Effect character.
I mean, yeah, but that's like that's their PC.
Oh, the
line.
X-Men character. We are Legion. Remember?
Yeah. Legion was a bro. I just had to. I ain't going down that rabbit hole right now.
Oh, let's not talk about.
There was a TV show as well. No, but are either of you guys interested?
They made
in
a
this
TV
device?
show?
Yeah.
No, because I was more interested in the Lenovo Legion.
So yeah, that was my other topic. Well, my other question on that topic was, so they released this update to the Steam Deck, but the chips and everything are the same. So wouldn't like the Asus or the Lenovo one be a better purchase for somebody looking into a device of this nature?
I'd have to read more about like the pitfalls of the other device, but Hampton, he mentioned one of the downfalls being like if you wanted to the Legion specifically, because that's like, you know, you can have it you don't have to really do anything to get Windows on it.
Yeah, see, the only problem I have with the Steam Deck is that it doesn't run Game Pass natively. I mean, you can sort of like jailbreak it to run Game Pass. This is
But it's too
a
much
huge
work.
hassle. Yeah, it
That's
is. It's too much
that's
work.
one of the points why Ham was like, I'm never getting a Steam Deck again.
Yeah. So my thing is
So,
like, yeah, if I'm in the market for one, but I just don't think I'm going to buy a Steam Deck. I would rather do what Cozy said. I'm going to probably either buy either an Asus or the Lenovo. So yeah.
So Legion Go is 700.
For me, I was interested in the Steam Deck because I needed like a gaming console to come with me when I travel for work.
Mhm.
And I recently bought a gaming laptop.
Yeah, I would
So
say
it's
about
kind of
getting that
like
instead of Steam Deck too.
so it's kind of like, why am I going to bother with getting anything? Because because of my work, I can't sit there and be like, oh, let me whip out my Steam Deck or my Switch or ROG or whatever, and when I play games for 30 minutes or an hour, I literally cannot do that. The only time I can play games when I'm working on the road, I need to be in my hotel room and then I can play. So it's like I already have a gaming laptop that plays games up to like freaking what is it? Cyberpunk. So I don't need any of these devices if I'm being 100% honest.
How much do you guys think that this announcement that was sort of kind of shadow dropped all of a sudden out of nowhere, it came out of nowhere? How much of this announcement do you think is Valve trying to get ahead of maybe the Switch coming out next year and all the hoopla with the Switch 2 or whatever they're gonna call it?
Both Nintendo and Valve have said we're not making a 2. What are you talking about? So I don't know. This is really their attempt to get in front of
Valve
something.
has actually said that we are making a 2, but the chip that we need doesn't even exist yet. Whatever that fucking chip is, I don't know if it's gonna sprinkle unicorns and fairy dust on everybody or what. But
Unicorn
Yeah,
and fairy
I,
dust.
I don't know. I see the Steam Deck as being competition for the Switch, but I don't really see it in reverse.
yeah, I agree with that because I think people who buys the Switch, especially like in my household, we buy it to play Nintendo only games. And the Steam Deck, no matter what they do, will never get Nintendo games on it unless Nintendo does a huge 180 and says, "Okay, we're gonna start releasing Mario on Steam," and I don't think that's fucking gonna happen anytime in the near
That's
future.
not going to
do
happen.
some unless you get sales together. Maybe
That's
get
too
on
much
Pirate
work.
Leg and
That's too much work. That's too much work.
So I had to point it out. But yeah.
All right.
If you're on the Switch, you want the convenience.
Mhm.
It's too much work.
Well, to be honest with you, like if I'm gonna have one portable device, then I'd rather it be a Switch because at least that way I get the best of both worlds. I get a little bit of some games that are third party plus Nintendo exclusives. Whereas with a Steam Deck, I'm only stuck with stuff that's on Steam, which I can also play on my Xbox and my PlayStation when I'm at home anyway. So
Yeah. Well,
that's my own thinking.
Not
yeah,
every
and
game.
it's
Well, not
it's
every-
Yeah, see me, I don't give a hoot about one Nintendo game that I really gotta play. There's not one.
aside
There's
from
not
my
But it's
Switch
not
is
that you want to have a
really
hoot
dusty
that
right
you
now.
want to play. It's just that the options of if you.
I
ever
well
come
see,
across
there's
them-
not enough to even give me the option. There's nothing for me to say, hey, I want to go hang out, because most Nintendo games are platformers. I suck at platformers.
Well, you didn't play.
I-
Did you play any of the Zeldas or anything, the Breath of the Wild or anything?
You're not missing out.
Not since they were originally released, and I was never that into
Wind
them
Waker
either.
better.
Mm.
Yeah.
I know, right? See, this is why she's an awesome guest. She
I
said
don't
we
even
need
like.
to-
If you ask me, I don't really like Zelda games like that. But I've liked 3, and Wind Waker was one of them.
Still waiting for the HD, but they're never gonna give us that remaster
Oh,
remake.
they're
Yeah.
coming out with something. They're holding on to that because it's been notorious. Nintendo makes fucking games and then they just put in their locker and they release it when the fuck they want to release it. So yeah. Anyhow, anyone else
Somewhere
have anything
Donkey
to say?
Kong's on fucking frozen in cryo sleep somewhere.
Shit, no, seriously, like this is a known fact that they'll make a game, it'll be fully developed, it'll be ready to ship, but they just for some reason they don't want to fucking ship it. So I don't know. That's Nintendo. Nintendo does what Nintendo does. So that's Nintendo. So.
He didn't say it properly. Hold on.
What did I say properly?
Ignore me. Ignore me. man.
Nintendo
It's
does.
supposed to-
Sega does what Nintendo don't, or something.
Yeah,
Whatever.
yeah.
All right, guys.
What
anybody
Nintendo
else?
don't. Nintendo.
Hey, you gotta forgive me. I'm not 100% today, so oh well. I'm trying, but I mean, I'm not.
You. All right.
I was in the hospital. I apologize.
Oh no.
And I got Percocet, so that's a good thing too. So.
Oh yeah.
Yep. There you go.
Percocet. Miley
Mine was
Percocet.
You know, just slip a couple of those Percocet in my care package. We'll be fine. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna put it-
Every
I'm
time,
gonna put
every
it-
time I hear that song, I can't unsee the video of that fucking the dude high as fuck in the back of that car, singing that fucking mask off song.
Nah, Cerebral. I'm gonna stuff the Percocets into the cavity of the turkey that I'm sending.
There you go. There you go.
Whoa,
Yeah.
whoa.
Wait. People get receiving care packages. What is going on?
You want a care package?
No, I'm good, thanks.
Yeah, exactly.
I just like bitching.
All right,
Sure about
guys.
that?
We'll go ahead and call it a night for this show. And we've been here for 2.5 hours. And I'm going to get everybody gone, and so they can enjoy their weekend. So let's start.
I'll
off
do my
with-
last point.
Okay, so Loke, tell us where we can find you, and please put in your last
No,
point.
it's not.
No, I'll do the last point before,
Okay.
at the end.
Okay, so look, I'll just come back to you last. Supo, where can we find you, sir?
Fucking YouTube. I don't feel like doing it this week. Fuck it.
Wow.
I'm not making any content fucking anytime soon anyway, though. I'll be here next week.
Fuck it. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I'll be here. You can find me where you can fucking find me. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
And he's gonna be fucking somebody apparently. I don't know. It's what he said.
That's amazing for a man of his stature. He could do that.
Yeah.
Wow. So I'm impressed. Triple, where can we find you?
I can't. All right. You can find
Triple's
me on
lost for
YouTube.
words. Can't even get-
Focus, man. Focus.
Okay. All right. You can find me on YouTube, Twitter /X, and Twitch at Triple Cobble Gaming. Been still streaming at Liza P, and yeah. Gonna be playing Portal.
You still
after
think
that.
Liza P is game of the year?
Oh man, I like I mean, and from my personal opinion, yeah, but I am extremely biased as I opened the show. I've been playing like 3 Souls games this week, so it is the bias of me talking, but it still is a solid game.
So, are you into self-flagellation all the time, or is this just a cheat?
Hey, to be fair,
Classic
as I was
is
streaming, I said after I finish this, I'm gonna play Portal because I'm tired of getting my ass kicked on stream. I'll be back later, but
Now you get your ass kicked by a voiceless robot.
I
right?
got my ass kicked by a green squiggly monster with tentacles, so yeah, that was fun. Yeah.
Well, in Japan, they
Anime
fuck
stuff.
those monsters, so oh well.
Yeah.
No, in Japan, the monsters fuck you.
Listen, Japan has no bigots. All right, they don't kink shame; they just race shame. You can fuck whatever you want, but if you're too
Although-
dark skinned, don't go to Japan.
To be fair,
Yeah.
I'm black and I went to Japan and it was pretty nice. It was funny though. American guy came up to me like, "You'll see a lot of us out here." I was like, "Whoa, it's Japan. Of course, we're not going to see a lot of black people."
What? Did he live there?
I didn't ask him that. I didn't ask him. It just threw me off.
My first time in Tokyo, I had gone to Akihabara, and I saw this vending machine that was selling. It was a vending machine selling women's panties, and I said, well, that pretty much tells me everything I need to know about Japan.
Yeah, were they new or used? Were they scratching shit?
I didn't
What?
stay around long enough to know.
Yo, stop it. This is getting out of hand.
You're talking about
Listen,
Is there
don't be
content in
giving the
this
Japanese ideas, bro, because they hear that shit. They're like, "Ooh, good idea."
What is that accent? Super, what is that accent?
Oh,
We are
man.
trying to get monetized on here, bro.
He already joked about Young Yeah, or someone said something about Young Yeah. Now you joke about Japanese.
Is it
accents.
possible to get canceled
Hey,
before you even platform?
I'm part Asian. We can't cancel.
Somebody's gonna pull this
Damn
out.
it,
Like,
damn it, we're gonna be.
5
If
years
there
from
is
now.
a way, we'll figure out a way of achieving it, though. I'll tell you that much.
God damn.
Before we really go to shit in the handbasket, Darth, where can we find you, sir?
already there. Yeah, Twitter, Praxis Darth, Darth Praxis on Xbox. Here every Friday, unless I'm not. which sometimes I'm not. Sorry about that. But have a wonderful evening.
I have to ask, what was the idea to swap the names around depending on platform? Did you just want to mess with people? You just like, I gotta be slightly different, flip
I
them around.
deleted my first account. And then I was
Okay.
like, fuck, why did I delete that? And so I tried to remake it. And I'm like, fuck, I can't put a 2 next to it. So I ran it backwards for whatever reason. Dumb shit. Good
Okay,
times.
mystery solved. Thank you.
There you go. See? It's like a Scooby-Doo mystery. You're welcome.
Speaking of Scooby-Doo,
I had a friend that did that. I was just dying at one point. I'm sorry.
speaking of Scooby-Doo and Scooby Snacks, Reroll, where can we find you?
You can find me. I don't know, whatever.
In the club.
No, you can find me on Mondays, Mondays and Thursdays all the time. You can find me on 4GQ TV for the Pop-Up Powerbomb podcast for wrestling, and then on Thursdays for 4GQ TV, just our regular podcast. On Tuesdays, you can find me on the Xbox Ambassador channel for Gaming Differently with Cerebral Paul. And then later, you can find me on Retro Renegades when they don't kick me out of the chat, or when I don't leave the chat because they pissed me off. And then on Fridays, you can find me right here on Wasted with Wise. And hopefully next week or the week after, I will be wasted with Wise. So,
Yes, you will be
Ah.
waiting.
God damn it, Wise! Where the fuck is it?
That's right.
No, I'm getting it. I'm getting it.
Don't make
I'm-
me promises and not keeping it. It breaks my heart, man.
I'm sending you that and the Percocets. Don't take both of them at the same time.
Dude, that's called.
Great. Oh, you're going to send me that with Perkins, and all you're going to hear the whole time is.
Hold on.
I'm telling you, it's a felony.
That sounds like
I
good
can't use an
background.
accent, but Wise can just advertise drug trafficking over the
That
phone.
is, well, you know what? You know what?
Wow.
At this point, I give up on the sponsorship. At this point,
It's done. We're
I
not
am
going
an
to
Indian.
get it.
We do. what
Hey, we
have
could
to
be
do.
sponsored by Zaxo Klein or whatever they are.
Exactly.
The drug company.
Or
Or
Narcan.
we could be
one of the
sponsored
two.
by. We could be
What?
sponsored by Adam 22.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, we could get Adam
Narcan.
22 to sponsor us. It's fine.
There
He
you
has
go.
no more. That's cool.
One of our fucking chat is DEA watching us. Well, drugs, send to the prostate. I swear to God.
What are
I'm the only
odds
one
I
that's
can see
safe,
people in the chat and
because
one of them
I live on another
fucking
continent.
agent.
they're gonna find
Near
you.
those people.
Yeah, I'm gonna send Percocets. to
Fuck off,
Africa.
We're bringing it back to Texas, buddy.
What?
Hey, let me ask you a question. If I buy Percocets off of my PlayStation account, do you get it automatically as well? Since we're game.
Wow.
Import it from Mexico.
Bro, I'm about to remove you as my friend on PlayStation. No,
They gotta
sir.
track-
I do
they gotta
not mess
track
with the
this
American
information.
government when it comes to drugs.
Oh, no.
Only they are allowed to sell
Right.
drugs. All right. No, thank you. All right. Only the American government can sell cocaine, Percocet, and all this other stuff.
What?
Nope.
What is this game Percocet? I will start playing this game Percocet. You got to eat it. Oh, okay. This is a new mechanic. Let me play this. Oh my God! Why? This is the best game ever.
Stick to that. Just to
Nope.
that.
I shall not partake. For anyone listening from the DEA, I'm not down for this. All right. I'm not trying to get shoved in no prison cell.
Loke is
Hell.
advocating for controlled substance expansions for games.
Guys,
you don't want.
Guys,
Yeah.
you think this is funny? You think this is funny? But I'm telling you, you can look it up. You can look it up. The American government did bamboozle a dude, a Mozambican national. They bamboozled him. This
Well,
guy
that's
thought he got
good
a
because
job
guys,
in
how
the
many
US.
Mozambicans have
He thought he
bamboozled
got a
us?
job in the US, boarded a plane because they can't. We have a no extradition treaty in Mozambique. Boarded a plane, feeling his oats. Right.
No.
This guy, as soon as the plane had left the African continent airspace, DA agents stand up in the plane and they're like, dude, your life is
Welcome to
over.
America, boy.
Bro. Nah.
Hand over and cough, son.
No, play that shit.
You should be happy. At least it's not a boat, you know. So
That's right.
What?
Would
Why?
you
Oh my
like
God.
a bag of complimentary peanuts with your arrest warrant?
No, we can't do that.
So you can start getting comfortable with it taking space with your back door. Sure.
Like, oh, a job? You do have a job. You've been making license plates in Texas, son.
Yeah, look, I wouldn't say too
As
much.
long as they put me in Texas, you know what? Maybe it won't be so bad.
What?
Apparently,
It's
you've
cool.
never heard about Texas prisons, have you?
Whoa.
No, I haven't. I
Yeah, you
haven't.
don't want to hear
No,
about
no,
Texas prisons.
Texas is no.
No,
Everything's
Just no?
Not Texas.
Nah. There's a whole lot of places you want to go to jail in the states. Texas ain't one of them. Trust me.
man. All right.
Try
Well, your
Denver or
marketing
something.
team in the US is awesome because
You don't want to end up in,
sell Texas.
you don't want to end up anywhere south of the Mason-Dixon line. If
Exactly.
You know,
Trust me. Trust me. As a
Mason-Dixon line.
color man living below that line, trust me, I walk on eggshells daily. Trust me.
Hold on. Mason.
Look at
Dixon
he's looking
line.
it up.
I-
Mason-Dixon line. He's looking it up.
Plus, I'm looking it up.
It's called the Deep South.
Yeah.
Deep South.
You're gonna have to take AP US history to understand the significance of that fucking line. All right, Cozy, where can we find you?
You can find me.
On the club bottle full.
Are you looking?
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Okay,
You know. You know what?
Because she's not used to doing her own outro, I'll do it for her.
Thank
I
you. Thank
mansplain.
you.
She pays me for this, so I'ma do it. All right. You can find Cozy Beluga on Twitter and on Twitch. It's COSYBELUGA. On Twitter, she's always on there. Twitch, once in a while, she streams. Not very consistent, but when she's on there, she's really on it. Cozy has a comic book coming out on the 26th of January, 2024. $100 a pop. People need to stop. Everyone needs to stop doing whatever plans you have of expenditures, right? Between now and the 26th of January.
I need a sales
You can
pitch.
make
What's
it.
it about?
It's just $100. You can do this, all right? Cozy
like-
is the best comic book writer you've ever read.
That's a big
It's-
build.
the $100 is well worth
that
it.
$100
all right?
that $100 that's like 100 cheeseburgers. You know, we gotta. I need details. Like what?
100
Cozy's
cheeseburgers?
Cozy's book will keep you satisfied for 100 days. All right.
Wait.
This thing is biblical. It's,
Wait, you
it's
said
that it's that
$100
amazing.
If it's gonna keep me occupied,
No,
if
it's 100
if it's gonna
cheeseburgers.
keep me occupied for 100 days, it better have pictures of Cozy in there as well. So that's all I gotta say.
Animated. It's a
Animated.
comic
You
book,
got me so.
a
No.
graphic novel.
One of those lenticular skins that you move
right.
this way, that way, it starts
Stop
moving.
selling this entire.
Yo,
like, what is
it's
going
not
on?
that kind of book. If you want that kind of book, it's $600, and she's gonna sell it on the OnlyFans page that I will plug.
I'm there.
I get
I'm
early
there.
access
I am
if I-
there.
$600
I am
now.
there.
If
Whatever
I
she's willing
sponsor
to
it.
show, I'm willing to look at it. Oh, wait.
Wow,
What?
the Mason Dixon line is wild. This is fucked up.
Welcome to U.S. history.
An African for the first time figures out what the Mason Dixon line. They shipped us where? There? Oh my fucking god! Oh
You broke
shit!
it. You broke it.
Oh no.
Hello, where can we find you? Hopefully not south of the Mason Dixon.
Oh, hey, trust me, you will never find me there. What?
Oh my god!
Well, hopefully you're
Guys
looking
are
at not like a movie by the name, but the actual historical context of the
Yeah.
line.
Looking at
Don't
the
search Mason
Wikipedia.
Dixon on Pornhub. Trust me, you won't like what you see.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And they
that's a
tried to
different Southern
sanitize
accent.
it.
That's another type of
They-
Dixon. You know, there you go.
They
Oh,
tried
wow.
to sanitize it on Wikipedia, but god damn.
yeah. Yep.
All right, look, where else can we find you?
I forgot my last point. Son of a bitch. This is
You broke them.
all right. No, I can do this. I
Mm.
will read this after. Just
Oh my god!
Christ. Last point. Okay, first off, where you can find me. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on X. Well, I'm not on Xbox anymore because my brother borrowed my Xbox. So you can find me on Twitter. You can find me on PlayStation. It's LLOUCK7. as far as YouTube, you can find me on TSWS Gaming. On Tuesdays, I do the lowdown with Ham Solo. On Friday, I do bullsitting with Cozy, Ham, and Matt. Sundays, I'm now sprinkling in a little live podcast, I guess, where I just sit by myself and ramble on for hours. I tried to make it like a 1 hour thing last week. It was 3 hours, and people were
Nice.
cool. It was fun. I was very nervous. I didn't even announce it. I just went live very tentatively. I was like, it's probably going to be like 2 people coming on. It's going to be super embarrassing and awkward, but it was very fun. A lot of people came through. It was nice, and I was sober. Anyway, last point.
Where else can you
Young
find
Year?
Where else can we find you? You missed me.
That's
No,
you can't find me
no.
anywhere else. Oh,
No.
you can find me here every
Okay,
Friday.
thank you.
I'm usually 30 to 45 minutes late, but I always come through. Last week I didn't come through because I had a family thing, and then I didn't come through. But this week
Family.
I'm here, and every other week I will be here.
Isn't that what
Sorry,
they
what?
do? Family isn't what they do in the TV, the movies,
Family.
Cars.
Anyway, for the last point, Young Year, you messed up. Your voice acting was, to call it terrible would be a compliment. It was mortifying. I was embarrassed to watch you.
So
I
that's like a hand.
I don't know how you actually did it, right? But I was embarrassed to watch and listen. That was legendary stuff. Like we will forever compare bad voice acting to the atrocity that you did to Kiryu in Like a Dragon. So in a way, Young Year, you are a gaming legend, right? It's not very positive, right? But you have your space in the history of gaming. No one will ever take that away from you. No one wants to take that away from you. This is yours. Wear it forever. All right? As for the people making fun of him, come on, guys. Come on. It's too much at this point. People talk about bullying and cyberbullying. Usually, I'm for bullying, but this is a bit much. I feel bad for the dude. He messed up. The voice was terrible.
I gotta
But
look into this.
let's leave him alone. All right. But also on Friday, I'm going to be dissecting and laughing my ass off at those videos and the responses and people making fun of him. Yes, I'm a hypocrite. I don't give a fuck. All right. I don't give a fuck. Thank you for listening.
All right.
It's like to all the people that are making fun of him, you guys are mean. By the way, he should go kill himself.
Oh no.
Everyone else
I
making
heard
fun of
his-
him. Everyone else making
It's
fun of him
that
is
bad.
wrong, except for me.
Look, if you got a good video that just breaks things down, let me know. 'Cause
Dude.
I heard him singing like a karaoke song. The part was like, it's karaoke. Of course, you would sound bad or something. I would assume, but I don't know.
I'm
Yeah,
not
this-
seeing
When
it.
I'm
Is it
done,
really
when I'm
that-
done DMing you, Triple, you will never ask me for stuff like this again because I have
was it really
extensive
that,
evidence.
Was it really that bad?
Ooh.
Dude, bad.
And,
This
and
was
the sad thing is that's
atrocious.
not just on the actor, that's also on the director and whoever
Oh,
was
wow.
directing.
This
it.
was
I gotta see
atrocious.
this.
Wise.
Yeah.
This was offensive to your earbuds.
Oh,
This
wow.
is the type of stuff that you would pay.
You're making it sound like
when
they
you
did
wanna
some
torture
DLC level.
someone.
Some
This is-
DLC.
you would
Look,
gotta
he's
see
saying
this.
I
he's
gotta see
saying
this
I would
train
be an
wreck.
improvement. I want you to consider that. He's saying I would be an improvement. So
I
you
gotta
know.
watch this
No,
train wreck. I
no.
gotta see this. This is awesome, man. This is awesome. I gotta
Bro,
see that.
train wreck. I've seen nuclear bombs that weren't
my
as bad as
gosh.
this.
So what you're saying? This is basically
Train
like a
wreck.
Hiroshima.
There's nothing positive to be gleaned from this. You will lose brain cells.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
It's
If I have
not
brain
worth
cells
it.
to lose.
I'm doing it because I'm fucking crazy. But I don't advise anyone to go to Young Year's page right now. You can do it, but I don't advise you to do it. But if you go to his page and you scroll down to the first post where he talks about all the positivity in the community, like just bookmark that. And then whenever you feel like you want to have a proper cringe-induced laugh, go to that tweet, read the comments, and play the videos. Like, you don't need to go to anyone else's channel. Just go to Young Year's page. It is wild. This guy is sharing clips of his voice acting. Like, yo, check this out. Hey, check this out. And I'm like, dude, you should be hiding this stuff. Do not be showing people this shit.
Oh, shit. Oh, my God.
Yakuza is a niche franchise.
Yes.
By doing what you're doing, you are getting it out to people that don't even know about Yakuza. This is,
You know, to be fair, depending on who he's reaching out to, maybe it'd be like the folks that are like dub over sub and anime, and they're like, that's not bad. Yeah, it's not bad.
and he's blocking people. Does this guy not know what happens when you start mass blocking people? They call it
Streisand effect.
the Streisand effect.
Yeah,
What are you doing, bro?
I watched who's that? It's a Gundam. If you're familiar with him, and
Yes.
he said there's someone that was defending him, and he got blocked. I was like, what? And then
No, you know why?
Block the guy
You know why?
defending him?
Because
Yes.
it's a Gundam defended him, but in his defense, he was like, guys, I get it. His voice acting was bad, but bro,
Oh,
it doesn't matter.
backhanded
It
comment.
Oh
doesn't-
my
Damn,
God.
okay, never mind.
Oh,
It
The
doesn't matter.
backhandedness.
It's like when you tell a chick, I know she's fat, but bro, you already said it.
You've already dug that
You
ditch,
already
man.
lost
You've
your
already
Ain't
Yeah.
nobody listening to what's happening after the butt, dude. It's you already said his acting was bad, blocked. You're out.
Okay,
my
yeah,
God.
yeah, that makes sense. Then.
All right, guys,
Man.
that is our show. And yeah, don't watch the video. Wait for Loke's
Hey, you had to
analysis
let that
of
one
said
out.
video.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, right. Yeah, I am, as always, the Wise Old Gamer. You can find me, Wise Old Gamer with a Z, on Twitter, Xbox, and PlayStation. And every Friday night at 6 p.m. Eastern here with these ragtag bunch of individuals and also some of the other people who did not show up tonight. Speaking of which, I will have Jim's contact information in the description, and we.
Oh
will
yeah,
let you-
Metal Gear Solid. Metal Gear
yeah, I
Solid.
forgot about
Sorry.
That is not
Metal Gear Solid.
that is not
My bad.
Solid Snake.
Oh yeah, we almost made it a whole week without mentioning
Yeah,
that.
I mean, no one.
No.
RPG88 reminded me. Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, okay, so question: Have you You've been playing the collector's edition, huh?
I have not. I played
Yeah.
the MSX games. Well, I haven't gone to Metal Gear Solid. I was playing the MSX games, Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2. Those games are tough, man. I as a
Nintendo
kid,
hard.
I couldn't get through them. I'm grown. I'm a grown ass man. I still can't get through them. But I gave them a proper go. This coming week, I'm gonna go to the superior Metal Gear franchise or phase, which is Metal Gear Solid, and then 2 and 3 and 4 when it eventually comes. But yeah, that's where I'm at. Also
Man,
enjoying
get that popcorn.
enjoying I'm
Oh,
enjoying Spider-Man Remastered. I'm smelling the roses, and I think it's a much better game than what I thought it was when I first played it.
The best
All
part
the
about that
side
game,
stuff.
just
is
the
very nice.
best part about that game and what I like doing, I just like web slinging all over the city. It's just something cathartic and relaxing about doing that. You know, it's just a wonderful experience to be had, and just the
Yeah.
mechanics of
You
web
don't need fast
slinging-
travel.
No,
You don't need fast travel, especially after you finish upgrading all your mobility powers. Oh my goodness.
no.
It's
I mean,
amazing.
if I have to say something that belongs in Insomniac's feather that belongs in Insomniac's cap, which there's a lot. The one main thing that makes that game for me is the swing mechanics. I've never played a Spider-Man game or any game that had that good of a swing mechanic. Period.
Really makes you feel like Spider-Man.
Right, and then the speed that you get, it is just phenomenal. It's just really good. I
Damn.
just enjoy it. So, anyhow.
The sarcasm in your voice, man. Just stop it.
No, seriously, I'm being dead serious.
No, I'm not
It's-
talking about you. I'm talking about Triple, man. It's Triple.
I'm
It's the
sorry.
little things. He's not into the little things. He
What?
likes them big.
I enjoyed 2018. Okay, I enjoyed that's when it came out, right? It's like came out, whichever. But yeah,
All right. Well, guys, that is our show for tonight. So, yeah, smoke them if you got them. And remember, you can be anywhere, but you've not been anywhere until you've been first. Wasted with Wise.
As soon as he sends me what he's supposed to send